Right, hi guys. I'm not doing a paranormal stream. Well, not one of my normal streams with the dolls. I still got the dolls in here from last night. I'm not actually going to do one of those tonight because I'm not feeling too good. My neck is killing me. My head is killing me, and I just don't feel like doing one tonight. But we'll have a general chat about the paranormal. I sent Aaron and Rusty and Rose an invite if they want to come in. I want to talk about malevolent spirits. Get the input what a malevolent spirit is from Rusty, Aaron, and Rose. So if they want to come in and have a chat about it, let's see how it goes. So, not been doing much today. I did go to the post office today, and I didn't realise it's a bloody bank holiday, so I wasted like £3 going to the post office and that. Then I went down to the town centre to go and get some bits and pieces, and the bloody shops were closed. Well, not actually closed. One of them was open still, but the other one I wanted to go was actually shutting the doors and knocking up as I got there, so kind of wasted time today. I come home, started feeling a bit weird, so I went there, had a couple of hours sleep, woken up, and now I've got a fucking great big stiff neck, and I've got a banging headache. So I've sent Rusty in there and I invited them want to come on. By the way, guys, I'm starting to update my website. So if you miss anything here, or my chat, or something's wrong with my channel, then just check out my website. Because I'm going to start putting my YouTube videos on my website as well. And hello, Rusty Kings.
Oi, what's going on? How's it going, dude?
Oh, my fucking neck's killing me, man. Got a back headache. You see my SLS camera?
No, I saw you post a couple of videos. I just haven't got around to it. I was busy earlier. I just got free in the last hour, so the timing of your stream was good.
I was going to try to do a bit more updating on it, but I wasn't feeling too good today. But that's it there without the tablet. We had some rather interesting hits last night. The first night I used this, I was getting hits on it straight away. Fucking crazy, man. It's just like having a new toy, and like the spirits want to come through it and have a little butchers at it. But last night, it took a little while for them to come out. I've got one or two little hits, but not many. Not like the night before.
Okay, so but you've only had a couple of goes with it. You're still learning it and stuff?
I've only tried it about 4 times, and near enough every time I've always got hits on it.
Cool, man. Right on. Nah, I really don't know much about it. It was always kind of out of my price range, so I never really got serious and looked into it and stuff like that. So that's mainly why I didn't. So I honestly don't know much about these SLS cameras, other than they're kind of the newest thing. Or now, who knows? But very cool, man. I'm impressed and happy that you're able to slap that sucker together and make your own gear setup. It's really cool.
Why is my keyboard not working?
I hate that. Stupid computers. Yeah, so what did you say? I was hopping on right when you mentioned something about malevolent spirits, the darker, the darker evil.
I was wondering what your input was about malevolent spirits, because I just watched I was trying to catch up with this movie on TV just now, and malevolent spirits is to me, it's not like a demonic spirit. It's like a very evil kind of spirit. I know we get bad spirits that either are malicious but evil, but I think we've got three types. We've got the evil spirits, we've got the malevolent spirit, and we've got the demonic kind of spirit. And the demonic ones are like demon type things, the mischievous and evil spirits are just like, spirits that like to fuck around with you and scare you. But the other one, which I keep forgetting the name, the other one is something that intends to like want to do you a lot of bad shit, like cause you a lot of pain.
Yeah, well, that's basically the definition of malevolent is, yeah. So here, yeah, the definition of malevolent is having or showing a wish to do evil to others. So yeah, basically wanting, evil-minded is a good, there you go, that's a good word to tie that in, an evil-minded spirit or energy. Well, dude, I haven't experienced like this whole dark side that is so glamorized in, especially in the media side, the money-making side of the paranormal world. So I don't know, man. Is it there? It seems to be there just because there's so many reports. But honestly, I wonder how much of it is psychological, maybe a combination of people kind of like wanting that stuff to happen. I honestly don't know. But all my sessions, I'm nowhere a pro. I only have a couple hundred paranormal videos, unlike Steve's like close to 2,000. So, but I never approached it in any of the sessions like a lot how you see it on TV a lot, except for like the gear and some of the techniques, but not the provoking or like going into the thing already set with a dark mindset already going into it, because that's what a lot of these shows like they basically you get set up on the drive about how they're going to a house that somebody was murdered or there's sightings of all these evil things. And so honestly, I never experienced that stuff. People, I know depression and feeling sad or feeling blue is something that is another kind of pattern that people have claims about, that the spirits can manipulate these energies. And I have, but I've felt blue and sad throughout my entire life at times. So it's like, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know about all that. So
Yeah,
I do
but
know.
with that, I think with the stress, depression, anxiety, sadness, that actually creates your own kind of like spiritual energy, such as like it actually generates poltergeist activity. So like, it can also like be used, the spirits can probably use it to like increase their kind of like hauntings or activity or whatever you want to class it as. But malevolent spirits, I think is like more of a spirit person who's been trapped and have a lot of anger behind it, and they are, out set to give that person a shitload of like living hell because that's what they intend to do, kind of thing. But I think they will probably use that, stress, anxiety, depression, as the energy form, because that's going to make them a lot more stronger. But there are apparent discussions saying that people actually can generate their own spiritual energy that generates poltergeist activity. That's why they see things moving around, and and it's not just that person itself. It's like they can move into a house where they've had nothing but all this kind of like energy built up from the previous owners. And when you do move into a house, it does also contribute to what energy is there, because like you've got the stress of moving in, got the stress of unpacking,
got
the stress of like getting all the facilities up and running. That also contributes to it. But the malevolent one, they're there already, and they're there to like eat a shitload of hell.
Yeah.
So
well, that begs the question: what would like say a young lady like you had come up on the board the other day that was basically doing malevolent type things, but it seems like it was more out of misplaced anger and not like she's evil, you know what I mean? But that's still kind of definition of malevolent. So it's really
Well,
kind
if
of
you're
how you
talking about
want to look at it. Yeah,
if you're
exactly.
talking about the spirit doll, she's more of an angry spirit because like the reason why she's angry, she states that her boyfriend ditched her, so she went out and got completely pissed out of her brains, jumped in the car, went for a drive and got killed in the car accident, and she blames the boyfriend for it. But that's just like hearsay information from a spirit that we may wish to believe, or you know, how do we know we are actually communicating spirits? For one thing, yeah, and how do we
Yeah,
know
that's
they're
the
being
toughest.
truthful? For
Mm.
two, they could just be saying all this shit, just to get that sympathy.
Yeah.
And sympathy is also another form of energy they can use against us, to like basically attack us and mentally kind of like give us this kind of like weird disturbance,
Yeah.
and this activity, kind of thing. So like they can play on your mind if they want to. Um,
That's what it seems like. Yeah, I mean, I never experienced this stuff, this classic television paranormal stuff. I didn't, the weirdest thing I ever experienced, I'd have to say physically or anything that I took away from this is when I was doing a talking board session, man, in the middle of the session. It was a good, I don't even know, a few hours, but in the middle of it. So I was nice and warm and in the zone. I had the damnedest, craziest sensation in the middle of my chest. It was just like this, I don't even know how to describe it, like a burst of energy that just like like slowly but quickly went from something to like a bigger sensation in the middle of my chest, almost like feeling like energy passing through me. And that's the craziest physical sensation I've ever experienced while researching anything paranormal. Like I don't know, I felt maybe taps and some of the spiderweb stuff, but that stuff's so questionable. Like it's just so hard to actually prove that kind of. But large physical sensations, that's really hard to question or debate, and especially when it's only happened one time in my entire life. I've never experienced anything like this, and it literally blew me away. I remember trying to ask Rick about it because at the time he was like the seasoned veteran. I almost looked at him like a TV veteran guy because he worked with the crew, some of those people or whatever. But yeah, that actually kind of disturbed me, but not in a bad way, but just like, whoa, like what the hell was that? Because that's what it's like. One of the thoughts is these things can possess you or enter you or travel through you. And was that the sensation I experienced? It was a really mellow. I never had weird talking board sessions or crazy or demonic talking board sessions. My talking board sessions were always random, like me and my brain, and I'm assuming these energies. But I also have a weird view of talking boards. I have a view pretty much unlike most people, so I don't need to get into because it's too long of a discussion. But yeah, what
so the
about
thing
you?
is, people will turn around and say like, with Ouija boards that they are dangerous. I don't think they're dangerous because it's like another tool to me, to be honest with you. But the thing being is that they reckon that you don't know what you're going to be calling in for the spirit world. You could like bring something nice, and that spirit being nice could be like really malevolent, like it's playing on you, trying to get you to be friendly with it. And over time, you communicate with it,
Yeah,
get to know it, get to hear all its stories, and suddenly, it can turn against you, and you know, it does a lot of shit to you, kind of thing. It can even put, malevolent spirits can even like manipulate you in some way that they want you dead. Um, why I don't know. It's like demons; they want you dead.
yeah.
Um,
No, exactly. It's like because they can't do it physically. That's something I've thought about. It's like maybe they can't do it physically. So what they do is they chip at you. They just chip at you with these little emotion bursts of emotions or energy, and then just after time, that chipping at you just gradually makes giant cracks. And I've wondered if that's what it is, maybe. And I don't know. I've noticed these patterns, and I've questioned why they happen, and all the best I can do is just come up with theories for all this stuff because it's all still just kind of theoretical. But I mean, the malevolent is more aligned to what I think of as shadow people because it doesn't necessarily mean to me also like doing bad, but just sensing bad, because that's a big thing with shadow people, is people just sense that they're bad. Like it's like their gut is telling them these are super evil things. So I think that would go on the line, like shadow people are malevolent, and like maybe something like the Slender Man and Goat Man and those, but stuff like Sasquatch, and I don't
Well,
think those wouldn't.
Sasquatch, I don't think is probably like evil. It's just like a thing that in the wilderness just wants to be left alone, isn't it? Really, Slender
Yeah,
Man,
it's more like a
just
wild
like
animal. Yeah.
yeah, Slender Man is just a folk's tale, a myth. Although they're bringing out more and more stories that people are saying like they've had dreams about the Slender Man, they feel like they've seen the Slender Man, they feel like the Slender Man's been following them. It's all like fucking bollocks, that is, kind of thing. Unless someone's actually got living proof that the Slender Man exists, then fair enough. You can start believing all the folk tales and stuff like that.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
you know,
Well,
people,
there's as much proof for any of them. There's as much proof for Slenderman as there is for any of them. So there's just such slivers of proof, or if any proof for any of this stuff. So it's that's why, dude. That's why I remember I had a sobering feeling, and it doesn't like probably no one's gonna experience the way I did. But when I first thought of this, it was like a realization of an explanation of why we can't prove ghosts, why we can't prove aliens, why we can't prove any supernatural or metaphysical or any weirdness, is that we literally just aren't there yet in some sort of like timeline or scale. We're just a blip on the entire length of it, and we just haven't evolved, or we haven't grown, or we haven't matured, whatever term you want to use, to the point where this stuff can actually be proven real and defined. So to me, it's kind of like if I was a turtle or an ant and I saw these other crazy creatures, I just wouldn't understand what they are at all. Like they're just these creatures, and there's no definition for their existence to our existence. And maybe that's why we can't communicate with any of this stuff fully and lock it down either, is that we just get these like glimpses and we can't. I don't know, I think that's what it really boils down to, is that we can't define or prove this stuff because we simply can't understand it. It's our brains may not even be programmed or wired for it. Kind of like a dog. A dog, you can teach simple math. A dog can actually learn really simple math, but they can learn it. But they can't learn anything advanced. Their brain just won't allow that to happen. And that might be what's happening to us with the supernatural and metaphysical world. Is we're getting dabbles of it and tastes of it, but we can't fully comprehend it because it is literally light years beyond where we are in our existence in time. I don't know. When I first had that thought, man, it was really sobering. I don't know if it was just where I was at in my life and the moment and everything. Is just like a super sobering thought when it first occurred to me.
mm-hmm.
But now it's just something I say, and it's like now it's just something that's in the past, and I can't get that same experience and feeling every time I think of that. It's weird. Humans are so weird.
I think we are weird in one way, because why are we doing what we're doing? Like, why are we trying to research things that we don't understand? I know we're trying to understand things, but what puts it into our brain, our mind, that we want to research the paranormal? What makes us want to talk to spirits?
What makes any thoughts? What creates thoughts? And what's wild is, dude, everything in front of you, your chair, your clothes, the computers, everything started from nothing. It literally was nothing that was a thought. A thought isn't anything. A thought isn't a tangible thing. You can't weigh it. You can't measure it. It's a nothing, essentially. That's why I think it's all this part of this. We're all just this cosmic vibration, this cosmic energy that's all one thing, but we can, since this thing is so massive, we can see little parts of it, but it's all just one thing still. Like we are really, I mean, that's how the Buddhists view things, is we're no different than a tree, or we're no different than a rock. We're all just one giant energy entity living together and extensions of each other. And that's why they're so peaceful, because they realize if I hurt that thing over there, I'm just hurting myself. And so that's why they don't want to hurt anything ever. That's some wild stuff, man.
Well, like, you know, we may feel like we might be hurting them, but how do we know? Like, we are hurting them for one thing, and like, you know, they might be the ones who's hurting us. You know, because like, why would they? If it's a malevolent spirit and it's pissed off or angry, yeah, why does it need to do what it needs to do? You know, why can't it just like get the past and just move on? You know, to the other side.
Yeah.
So it's kind of weird, like, you know, with malevolent spirits, like, you know,
they're just jerks. It's like, why do jerks do what they do? They're just jerks. So maybe malevolent spirits are just that. They're just jerks. That's just, some people are just straight up jerks. Oh, hello, Rose.
Hello. Full of cold.
You got your box. I don't think you'll get your box yet, will you? Because it's fucking bank holiday. I've got bank holiday today. I went down the post office to send some stuff off, and it's fucking bank holiday, and the post office was shut.
I did something really stupid today.
What?
I bidded on a doll, like, and I didn't think I would win, like, because it was a big doll, a really big doll. So I thought I'll put a little bit on. I thought I ain't going to win that, no chance, because it's really big, and it was like in the 40s and 50s. And guess what? I actually won, so I was kicking myself for me to next week. I thought it would have gone for about 80 quid. So I ended up having to pay for it.
How much did you have to pay? How much did you have to pay for it?
30 quid it was. I thought they would have got at least 60 for it because it's a really big doll. I put 30. Yeah, I know, but she's big. Let's put this way: if I put her on my bed, she'd take half my bed up. Like 1940s.
I told you to stop buying dolls, didn't I? I said stop buying dolls.
No, I'm not doing no more. I reckon I've got about 40 of them turning up, man. And I'm banging my head against the wall thinking, why? So I've closed it.
Rose, I hate to say this, but you do lie. You lie to me. You say, oh, Steve, I'm not buying no more dolls. I'm not buying no more dolls. If you gave me a fucking pan of every doll you said you're not going to buy, I could have a fucking holiday. I'll tell you, man.
Well, let's put it this way. Some of the dolls that I've got, I'll know. But some of them dolls are going your way.
Yeah, I was going to say I can't complain because half of them turn up here.
They do. You always get them, but some of them are going to turn up your way because some of the dolls I've got are actually negative, and I know when they're coming, I ain't going to like it. I mean, today I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dolls. Well, 4 dolls and a clown, and all including that damn demonic Debbie. I've got them all up right, and the K2 meters, when they can be asked, will keep going off. And then just as I get the camera out and say, right, let's chat, they stop. Then they drain off my camera, then I'll sit here like a little prick, have a conversation with the dolls again, then they'll set up the K2s, then I'll change the batteries, then I don't even get a chance to film them because as soon as I start filming, they just stop.
Huh.
So I'm getting a bit miffed now. So every time I go into the other room, I'm sort of like feeling dead dizzy because it's overpowering in that room where all my dolls are actually, and everything's overpowering. So I've only put 5 in here, and it's a bit overpowering. But they can't make up their mind what they want to bloody do. So I'm getting a bit miffed now. I'm getting bored, so I'm due to go back to Hell's House. I need that high from Hell's House as long as it doesn't kick me ass.
Be careful. That's all.
You haven't seen that video? Have you seen the video from the group that come on?
No, I haven't. No, I need to.
Well, click onto my channel, right, and then you'll see the video of a group that come to my house that I'm in contact with now. They don't come no more because they don't get no sleep when they come.
Oh yeah, you were talking about them. Yeah, one of the last streams. Okay.
They've been 5 times, but they won't be coming back again.
The topic at the moment is malevolent spirits, and we know you've got malevolent spirits. Grumpy Arthur, the Hat Man. Why do you think you have malevolent spirits here? And what do you class as a malevolent spirit?
right, the reason we've got all them spirits, including the Shadow Man, the Hat. Ooh, now you want to bloody turn on your K2 meter. I've
Ignore
got.
them.
I am. It's the clown. It's a clown that's going to be going to yours, right? The house that you know was built. The house I've got now was built in the 60s, but there was a farmhouse that was there. The farmer that killed everybody, his family, the slave, the little lad, and they hung him in between the house and the bedroom, right? So then somebody did some black magic on it, so it brought something up. So the reason why we've got all these different spirits coming in as well is because the blue room's a portal which was opened. So I think anybody that's got like the malevolent spirits, like what I've got in my place, they've been brought in basically, or they've been attached to the land for whatever reason whatsoever. I've
Or the
just
property.
found out that where I
Yeah.
actually live, the road itself, a lot of people are having problems with spirits on my road, but not bad spirits. I've got the badass spirits in my house, but they're having problems with some other spirits. I mean, they're not bad ones because they've been buying loads of crystals apparently, which I didn't know that till I went in and started buying my crystals from a place in Redcar. So my house isn't the only one that is haunted, but mine's the only one that's got the bad spirit. So I think to answer to your question is grumpy ass, no idea. The hat man, no idea. The shadow man, no idea. The boy, no idea. The woman, no idea. I have no idea why on earth my house is a hotbed, apart from maybe because it used to have like water. There's water underneath the house, just to be a river. So maybe
Running
that's
water.
The river
Yeah.
passes as a conduit to imagery, don't it?
Yeah, that's one of the thoughts. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
well, we used to have a river that was outside. I was on the road, and underneath there's still actually a running stream, apparently. So I think that could be one of the problems. But I also think that the land itself is tainted, like this where I live. It's tainted. So I think it was brought in by rituals. Plus, when that guy got home, he probably said something like he's probably tainted the land before he got home as well. And it's a bit unfortunate that he got home in between the bedroom and the conservatory on my house. So yeah, malevolent spirits, yeah, definitely. I also think you can bring them in as well. Hence what we do when we get negative dolls in. So
So
the
I
house
think
itself
more
is just messed up.
I believe more of the malevolent spirits are mainly, like you say, like either on the land or which was actually left behind in a residential place where like they may have lived and they just don't want to move on because they're angry that they've died, or they're angry with someone that may have like harmed them. They could be a murder victim, and like they just don't like humanity because like the way they were treated. And
Exactly.
if they decide to stay there, and I'm gonna think like let's just say like someone was killed there, yeah, like killed by a family member, friend, or a stranger, yeah, and they weren't ready to move. They was hoping they was going to live like an extra 20, 30 years. They've lost that extra 20, 30 years, so they're going to be like really pissed off, aren't they? So that's when they probably like.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree with you. But I also think though that the person who killed everybody, his whole family, including his slave hand, when they hung him, I also think that he brought others in, hence Grumpy, Hatman, Shadowman, that woman with a great, oi, pack it in! That woman with a great big fat ass that has seen behind the curtains, and also I've seen it moving the curtains in broad daylight. So I also think that the woman's in there he murdered. The child, I've always said to you, is not a child. but I've also got shift shapers in there.
Said shit shapers then.
I know. I had to think it was going to come out that way. Like, shift, because I've got a bloody hole in my teeth, so I've got to be careful what comes out.
Yeah, it is a tongue twister.
That's it. Shape. Yeah. Well, I've got to swear.
Well, so hey, we just don't know. I mean, one of the patterns, one of the thoughts is that when you die, whatever you're feeling, whatever sensation, emotion that you're feeling when you die, some people seem to get stuck in this. So if you're really angry or if you're really confused or whatever, and you die at that moment, that's what it seems like some of this stuff is. So maybe that's what these malevolent evil ones are. Is, I mean, think about that guy that got hung. I mean, it's at that moment right before that happens, he must have just been so furious with the world. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, but he killed his own family though in his farmhand, so he did deserve to be hung.
Yeah, I know, but exactly. But it's just that anger. Like, I bet you he was just full of anger. So when he died, that anger was trapped at that moment. Maybe that's just one thought, because some of these spirits seem like they're intelligent and that they aren't certain, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I
agree. My grumpy ass and the shadow man and the hat man in my house are very intelligent. The child is, which is not a child. I know damn well it's not a child. It's got black eyes and it's all in black. It's been seen by a number of people, and I know that that's not a child. That itself, you can ask that to come out, and it will come out. You can actually see that in the daytime. I don't know whether I've told you, but when I saw it the same time as a woman who saw it, did run out of my house at 11 o'clock in the morning. She ran out. I had to run out to give her the equipment. When I looked up, she was like, oh, and I was like, oh, but it sort of like disappeared. But what I actually saw left, the only way I can describe it is bubble wrap on its feet. That's what I could see. Seriously, as it was walking, it was like bubble wrap. Because I was like looking at it thinking, it disappeared like that. She did a runner, and then I was watching its feet like bubble wrap going towards the bedroom, and I was like, well, I never. But that is the only way I can tell you it. Its feet looked like bubble wrap, just as it was like going. And it was just weird. Yeah, but that was 11 o'clock in the daytime. Well, in the morning. The woman's running out my house. I'm running out trying to give her equipment that she come to collect. She's screaming, and I'm screaming and I've still got half the equipment left in the house because she wouldn't come back. So, but bubble wrap. And then another time in the daytime, in one of my videos, broad daylight, you can see a hand literally going around the corner. A big, massive, long white hand. So these are all shit. Can't say the shapers. I'm not going to even come out with that one. Shift shapers. Me, honestly, since having this gap in me tooth, I'm telling you, it is horrible. I can't get any words out.
It's a tongue twister. No, it's a tongue twister. It's undeniably a tongue twister.
It's me gap. Bloody dentist gave me a gap.
Well, the term is shapeshifter. Anybody try to say that like 5 times fast, you can't say it. Like, shapeshifter.
Well, that's what happened. The shape shifters in the house, and the shape shifters have actually been seen on photographs. I mean, when I've been on Hangouts, and some of my friends have actually watched me sleep, because I get, when I was on my own, I used to get dead frightened to go to sleep, and they've taken pictures of them basically shaping. Well, you know what I mean.
Yes.
Do shifters. Shifters.
Yeah, shifters. Yeah, shifters. That's better. They've seen the shifters coming out. That still sounds so wrong. They've seen them coming out the walls. They've seen them. You know, I mean, I've been asleep at 5 o'clock in the morning. Like, I've been speaking to the group, and I'm just about nodding off. Like, the lights on. Left my computer on, but didn't record it. Just got into this nice long sleep. You know, like a really good sleep. Everybody had gone and left me, and I didn't realise. And I could hear like crinkling the side of my bed, and I could hear it. I thought, I'm not going to open my eyes. I'm not going to open my eyes. So I'll just keep them closed. I thought, I hate to open my eyes to see what the hell that is. but you could literally hear it walking around the bed and like crinkling something. And I'm like, I'm not gonna open my eyes.
Interesting.
It's just
I was just gonna say it's really interesting how your gut instinct was to not look, and that's something that, like, you know, we've done as kids too, instinctively. Nobody ever told us to do that. That's just like something kids do, put covers over their head.
yeah.
There's a video, Paranormal Lockdown, and I think they're in one of those old insane asylums, and the shadow person they capture, it looks like it's just a mist, a blob way down this hallway. They're able to capture it behind this girl's head, and as they all notice it and they turn around to look at it, it starts to shape into a person crawling on its hand and knees. And so I've wondered if maybe these shadow people or spirits in general, when we look at them, then they come into existence. It's kind of like that crazy split. Oh, what is it? That's the double slot test, where supposedly they were shooting particles at something, and if you look at it, it does something different than versus when you don't look at it. Because that's really interesting. So that's just something you said sparked that. So go ahead.
Yeah, it is. It's just I just sometimes I instinctively don't look. I wasn't inside my bed. I was on top of my bed, and I thought everybody was on, you know, the hangout.
Well, that might be that's what I was going to try. I'm sorry to interrupt you. That was basically what I was trying to get at. Is that might be something that we have inside of us that's just born in us, that is a defensive mechanism to help fight or protect us from these malevolent things that are around us. I wonder. That's really weird.
That would make sense. But you see, but another time, again, I was sleeping and I thought the guys were on, and I got into sleep, and then I woke up dead quick because the bedroom door opened. Something ran in, growled at me ears. I instinctively gave it a kung fu kick. Yeah. Then it ran back out and slammed the door. And I was like, oh, why did I open my eyes? Because they had the door open and they had this humongous growl right in me lung. So I just instinctively gave it a kung fu kick. I mean, I couldn't see it. I just heard it.
Just out of instinct. Yeah.
Yeah, I just bashed it, and then it went, ah! And then ran back out and slammed the door, and I was like, oh. And my lights were on as well. So
very interesting.
So yeah, it's a bit on the house itself. Now I'm back here, like I said, and even though this place has got stuff going on in here, and now I've told the clown off for flashing, he's gone quiet, but I know that there's stuff going on in this house. But when I go to Hell's House, it's 24 hours a day. In the daytime, you can hear Grumpy telling me to get out. Yeah, and I've got the recordings on my site where you can actually in the daytime where you can actually see him walking up and down because where the camera shifts and everything. So, but it's like that 24 hours a day. So this place now, to me, is quite mellow, even though doors slammed and, you know, you can hear footsteps and talking outside and somebody trying to get into the bedroom and the dog doing what they've got to do.
What you're describing is what you're describing is exactly like how countless people all over the world have experienced these same phenomena, to where it seems like a spirit or some energy is trapped at this house, and they want the people that have moved in out, and they will literally tell them to get out. They hear get out all the time, and all the same stuff you're listing happens to all this other people all over. So it's cool. Really crazy. I wish I could know what this energy is and what it really wants and what it can really do to us. And
it wants to. Well, it's kicked my ass good and proper. I know that there was one more family in before we bought the house, and they sold the house for £500, which was very, very cheap in them days for a house. And we thought, oh, they just want to sell it quick because they want to move quick. So when we went to look around the place, I didn't like the house. I told my mum I didn't like the house, but you know what? In them days, they never used to listen to your kids. They still don't, but never used to listen to your kids. So as soon as we moved in that house, the first night I saw the Hat Man. and it wants to get us out. But the only problem is, what I have found, the longer I'm going there, the more I'm starting to realise that it will use men basically to attack me, literally. And even some women have come in, right? Psychics have come in, they've looked and they've had to go out because they've heard it and they wanted to do it where they want to grab me by my neck and pick me up, basically to strangle me, and they've had to leave. And it usually focuses on men. It makes men angry so that they turn the anger onto me, which it does to Kevin. It makes him very angry, so we end up arguing. Then he's accusing me of doing stuff I'm not doing, and then he's getting attacked because he's not attacking me, and he's seeing all the mists and the things on the bed and stuff. So I don't know, because when I've had the house blessed twice. Grumpy, the day before we had the house blessed twice, somebody heard on one of the videos where it said, you don't need to get the house blessed. I'm here to look after you, right? And I'm thinking, I don't think you're here to look after me, Grumpy, because you're the one that keeps growling and using the keyboard to type. You're not typing anything. And basically, when the kid, because you can hear the little kid's feet coming in, you can hear him shouting at it, telling it to get out of the bedroom. So I'm getting a lot of mixed messages. Some people have asked him questions on a daytime and they've left my stream running when I've gone to my mum's and it's been completely empty. Some people have actually asked him questions and they've had answers and he's been quite nice. And then other people have asked him questions and he has been grumpy. And this is only through the camera that I've left running, well, my laptop, which I've left running, and then typing questions and he reads the chat. So I'm getting a lot of mixed messages with Grumpy Ass, because if I ask the shadow man downstairs to start slamming doors, he slams doors very, very loudly. And then Grumpy gets mad. But I'm asking, I'm typing, the shadow man, can you please bang the door? And he's banging the doors. You can hear the doors banging. Bang, 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 bang. And you're thinking, hang on a minute. And there's nobody there. I've gone home, which reminds me, I've got to argue with YouTube. I've still got 3 or 4 videos that I did at my mum's when I wasn't there. I left it running until my stream cut off because of this new software that YouTube's got. And it's still progressing. And this is since April. I need to get them up because I need them to hurry up, because on there you can actually hear the doors continuously slamming and there's nobody in the house. The bang, 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 bang. And I think it's the cupboard door downstairs where I've put like a table thing in front of it, because that's where the shadow man lives. And that's where he comes out, and you see all the hands coming out from the side of the wardrobe, and you can hear all the doors banging, and there's nobody in that. The house is completely empty, and I leave it running it until, like I said, until Grumpy basically cuts my internet off. So it can be running for 3 or 4 days, 5 days. But for some reason, YouTube, and it's dragging the feet since April. I've complained to them about it, but they're just not listening. And I've got some really good evidence on that shit. Really good evidence. So my lampshade in the blue room's had it. It's completely obliterated. You'll see that on video. Literally. And I think Steve's watching something.
No, I'm just trying to check the video files on my Bandicam. For some reason, I'm having problems with the tablet.
You've got waters as well, though, haven't you? You've got some good EVPs from mine.
Yeah.
Yeah, the fridge was clicking, and it said, "I'm in the fridge." I was like, "Oh."
That's like in Ghostbusters, that when she opens the refrigerator and it's a whole nother dimension.
It's just mad. You can hear it tapping. If me and Kevin outside, like having our dinner because it's nice, you can hear the fridge tick, 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 tick. So then I'll start saying to him, I know you're in there. Why don't you come outside? It can't leave the house. I'm like, come on, come outside. And it goes, and I'm like, come out then, you miserable get. Why don't you come out in a bit of the sunshine? And it's just tap, 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 tap on my fridge. And I'm like, oh, it can't, it can't, none of them spirits in there can't leave the house. They're coming through the portal, but they can't leave the house to go out, anywhere else. So what's binding them? Also, I found out the guy that sleeps in between me and Kevin that hasn't got a head, his head is buried under my living room flooring.
Get the bed, you. Get the bed. Off the bed.
You bloody heart attack. You've just made me jump. I nearly peed then.
Getting on the bed. She knows she's not allowed on the bed.
Yeah, she hasn't got fleas now, has she?
Yeah, I think they're getting back. I've got to go back down to the vets and get some more flea.
Yeah, but how can they get? Well, who's bringing the fleas in? Unless you're bringing them in.
The cat there's a cat upstairs in there, and if she's got fleas, they can get through the door, under the door curve, and make their way down here.
Yeah, probably through the vents and stuff too.
I hate fleas.
Vents you have.
I don't suffer with them now. I've got no cats or dogs.
But I think most of your malevolent spirits are actually like earthbound. They've not crossed over. They're very angry, pissed off because like like some of the disasters happened down there, like in the mines, kind of thing. Some of the bodies may not have ever got found, and they're really pissed off that no one really cared about looking for them. So you probably got the miners that are like very angry, causing benevolent spirits. You got the guy who got hung.
The miners are me, though, aren't they? The miners are actually here. This is where we've got the spirits. Oh, God.
Well, maybe the water underneath is like a converging point where there's numerous little miniature rivers running under the water under your neighborhood.
Yeah, there is.
And maybe under your house is where they all meet up and they condense there, and maybe that would explain why the energy is so seemingly so intense.
It's horrible. It is. Hello, you. Make up your mind what you want to do, you. I've got blooming. I know we've got where the mines are underneath ours. There's water underneath this house, and then water, and like a river underneath my other house. So both my properties have actually got water underneath it. So with the mines, because they keep leaking, and we're actually waiting for these houses to subside because where I am here, because I can swear my garden's getting smaller. It just looks. I mean, I've got apple trees and God knows what in my back garden here. And every year I'm looking, I'm thinking, I'm sure the garden's getting smaller, and they keep coming out and actually checking the doors. And I know the doors are moving here because when they move, we get like black marks on the brackets. So they keep coming every year to check them here, not the other house, but here. So I'm sure something's going on here. And like I said, and then I've got all this problem. I know my neighbour, they don't know it though, but my neighbour, before they left, they were having all sorts going on in their house. We've got new neighbours now, and I'm not going to tell them that. And also, round the corner, a woman killed herself, set herself alight, the house alight, and then they had to redo it, and somebody moved in there. And they've got a ghost in there, screaming ghost. And then a bit further up from there, somebody else has got a problem with some sort of spirit in their place. So I'm living in two different places where the people who like sort of in the same sort of vicinity have got spirits. I'm the one that's got the messed up ones. And I don't get why they can't get up, just shift away. You know what I mean? Blessings. I've done what I've said. I've got salt in there, salt water in there. Everything's being blessed. My brother's not getting no sleep. So what am I going to get when I go back? But I'm looking forward to go back, but I have to be prepared, because if he's nearly killed me this time, what's he going to do when I go down there next time? Because he is nasty. So I'm a little bit worried about that, but I've got no option. I have to go home because of my mum. So I don't know what I'm going to do, to be honest with you. I'm torn between going back and not going back because it could be my life this time. But then again, I want to go back because I'm actually enjoying the intensity of what's happening in the house because it's a good proof. It's the best way for me to prove that the house is just mad. So it's the intensity of it all, if that makes sense, that I like. But what I don't like is no sleeping, making me ill, and actually now putting my hands on me. That's what I don't like. Does that make sense what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Does it? Or doesn't it?
I mean,
Or do I sound
it
like...
makes sense to like just I can't personally like quantify it because I haven't had this stuff happen. But I mean, yeah, it makes sense. But I don't view this. I can't quite view it as personal as because I haven't had this crazy. I've had really good luck. Knock on my skull. Knock on wood. Yeah. I don't know. So
I'm just...
I just wish you the best. I wish that it can be resolved peacefully and nobody gets
It
hurt.
won't. It won't. That'll never be. I don't even think an exorcist will sort it. I have to go see the priest because he said to me if that salt lesson didn't work, he has to put me to somebody higher because, like I tried to explain to him, it's always been physical since I was 7. It's took
Yeah.
my dad's life. It's caused my mum to have a stroke. My brother's now got heart problems. Me, I'm half dead. So I'm not understanding.
Oh, maybe you can make it like the Sally House, where it can become this worldwide paranormal known house, and people from all over can come over. And like I said on that other stream, then you can actually get some sort of a benefit from it because you'll be getting television shows coming over, you'll be getting all sorts of who knows what, and you can at least have your bills paid and have some sort of security that way if you're choosing to live with this. And if it is as crazy as it sounds, and it sounds like it's really intense, it could easily be known as like this next Sally house or the next, Winchester house or whatever house you want to call it.
I had one team and they've been around and they've called my house one of the most haunted, called it UK's most haunted house, right?
Maybe you should send a video and an email out to like the company, I think it's Destination America, that owns Ghost Adventures. Like just send some stuff out to these big places and maybe you'll get one of these crazy American television crews, like one of the big ones, come out and check it out. And
might get Zach Baggins coming over from Ghost Adventures.
Zach Baggins is all about the dark. If it's dark, he wants in on it. So yeah, you never know.
Right, start contacting Zach. You need to contact him.
Yeah, but what I'm worried about is this, is I don't want the house to get a really bad reputation where I'm having to keep, how can I put it, having people banging on the doors and
yeah, but it's that what worries me
is, what I'm worried about is everybody who's been in that house, something really bad has happened to them when they've left. And I'm just worried that it nearly took one life, right? And I don't mean mine. It nearly took somebody else who, after they'd been mine, the daughter ended up was in a car crash and she was in the right state, and other things have happened, bad luck. What worries me is letting people come into my property and then they have that, because I said that group come 5 times, they didn't get no sleep. They slept over it, they didn't get no, they ended up outside, they couldn't sleep. What worries me is if I bring people in, they end up having a load of problems, and then I've got to live with that guilt. I'm not even explaining it.
If they come over, then it's their own responsibility if they want to come over or not. Really, it's not down to you. You give them a warning, and they got to take that warning. And if they don't listen to the warning,
I know, but it's letting people in the house and me not being there. That's another thing that worries me. what will, because you know there's no smoking in the house for a kick-off. What would they be doing in that house when I'm not there? Will they be thieving stuff? Do you know what I mean? That's another thing that worries me. Like giving somebody, like opening the door and saying like lockdown. You're not, if you go in, you can't come out. Simple. I'd lock them in.
Yeah, exactly. With strangers. Yeah. Well, maybe you should start off with these television shows. Maybe you should really give it a chance. I mean, there's a lot of them out there these days too. So maybe you should just send in a tape. Like try to make one. Try to make like a explanation tape, and then show some evidence while you're talking in your clip or something. You could say who you are, what the house is, the history, what you're experiencing, and then try to show some of your evidence in it and make a 5-minute video or something. I don't know. It might be worth a shot. If it's as intense as it is, then I know somebody like Zach Baggins would be all about. Who knows what he would do? He might buy the house. Like that guy loves buying all sorts of crazy.
Well, he wants to buy that house. He'd be welcome to it. Trust me, seriously, because I'd rather it be gone. Even though I'll miss it, and I'll probably miss all the paranormal about it, but I would rather it be gone. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like completely wash my hands of it, because if you go through, watch my videos from when I first went there to what I look like now, you'll see exactly what the house has done to me from October of last year to now, and you'll be shocked to see the difference on how I actually look. How much it's drained me, how much it's made me.
Yeah, you see, if you make a video, you need to include that, because that is I most likely guarantee, I would imagine because that's what sells on television anyways, these stories, and people want to hear these kind of stories. And when you have evidence that you can show, like,
you can see,
look how much it's literally affected me, like that. Yeah, so you should include everything. If you do make this, Rose, include all that stuff. Just think of everything you can that's affected you and add that in a 5-minute little video and send it out.
I mean, I remember one time, check this out, work this out. Got up one morning, put my poo Kevin. I got up one morning, now I don't suffer with cold spots, right? Or anything. I got up one morning, I had these cheese too. They were black. I'm on videos of black things, really bad black things on my lips. And I couldn't work out. I thought, what the? So when I went to go and see my mum was at the hospital at the time, and there was like a chemist downstairs, and I'd gone in and I said to the woman, can I have something for cold spots? And she goes, that's not cold spots. I said, well, what are they? She goes, I don't know what they are. I said, well, can you give me something to get rid of these black things on my lips? She goes, listen, I don't know what they are, but they're not cold spots. I can't give you anything. I said, just give me a lip-still then, just anything. Anyway, when I left, Kevin saw me, he was like, ugh. I was like, yeah, okay, I don't say nothing. He goes, Rose, you look like you've got warts on your lips. Don't say nothing. As soon as I got into that car to go home, I dropped off. And I was like,
strange,
Kevin goes, yeah, they literally dropped off. He was like, look, he goes, they've gone a bit, what's gone? He goes, they're on your lips. I thought, thank God for that. But they wouldn't treat me at the chemist because they didn't know what the hell it was, but they were black. Big lumpy black things. I was like, But you go back from the October. I've had to put some on private because I was shouting at Kevin from one end of the room to the other at one stage. So I had to put a few things on private. But you can see the difference with what I look like from the October. I mean, Steve must see different from the October to now. And I've not been for 2 months. God knows what I'm going to look like when I go back next month. Because I'm trying to put weight on now. Because I'm like a bone. I don't know what I'm going to look like after I've been there for 2 weeks.
I think, right, if you was to sell that house, because you couldn't handle it anymore, I reckon whoever might buy it, if it's the person who's got a lot of money, right, and they feel like there's something strange going on with that house, but they don't mind living there, what would your thoughts be if they were to knock that house down?
I won't give a damn.
Develop it over.
Give a flying fig. That house needs to be knocked down. It needs to be flattened.
Down, yeah. Only, and I'm trying to get onto Google Hangouts is not working. What? Like, I know that you may not give a damn yet, but you just said, look, you know, if someone moved in, like, and bought the house off you would miss it. So what's your theory? That if someone was to redevelop over that land, knock the house down completely, and build like an apartment building or something, yeah, do you think those malevolent spirits would still reside there?
Yes.
Or do you think they would?
Yeah, no, they
Do
wouldn't move on.
Do you think that they would follow you to wherever you go?
No, because if they would have followed me by now from the age of 7 until I left home at 21. And plus, like I said, I've been up and down there since I left home at 21. If they were going to follow me, they would have followed me by now. They are stuck to the land. So even if they knocked that house down and put a new building there, they wouldn't move. They'd still be there because they're blessed and can't get rid of them. So
yeah. Well, maybe their bones, maybe like each individual entity's remains are all buried under, and you have to literally dig them up and then put them to rest, take them to a graveyard. I don't know. That's just another option I just thought of the top of my head. So
yeah,
good luck finding it if they are.
Well, I was like trying to find out whether or not we had a graveyard or anything, you know, there, because I mean I know that the group that come to the house and did that video, they did a lot of research and there wasn't, and that's when we found out about the person who killed his whole family. The funny thing is he he started to suffer with really bad depression, which he didn't know where it come from. Apparently, he just started suffering with a lot of depression. So that made me wonder, in the 1400s, did somebody do something to his land to cause the depression to make him kill everybody? So that's what I'm saying. The land where my house is, and probably the neighbours, but the neighbours is blind as a bat. She's in a wheelchair and she's deaf as a doornail, so she wouldn't know if anything, you know, would walk in past her because she couldn't see him or hear him. So, but that, I know that their house was attached to our house, which was the barn where the animals used to sleep.
Is that same barn that you did that one of your first streams in? Do you remember that old barn? Wasn't that a barn you did your very first stream in?
That was Sarah's. That was supposed to have gone back down there. Actually, Sarah's. Okay. That wasn't mine. That's 15 miles away from me.
Okay. Yeah.
I need to go back there actually, but I've not. To be honest with you, I've not really done a lot. I think I did a graveyard for Kevin, and I did this mad cave, which I'd like to go back there, but not in the dark sort of thing. It's just as creepy in the daytime. I'd like to go back there, but I don't.
Isn't there a clip of you yelling at Kevin in the cave or something? I remember seeing
the
vague memory of yelling and being scared or something.
Well, I had the ghost box running, yeah, and then it was swearing at me, and then something yanked my hair, so I turned around thinking it was Kevin. And Kevin was all the way up the bloody top, right? And I was like, what the hell? That's why I started shouting at him, because my hair had been yanked.
Right, yeah.
And it was swearing like mad on the ghost box. And he's up there like, how you, Duck? You're back now, are you? No, I'm not. I'm going to have a word with you in a minute.
Are you back?
No, I'm going to have a word with you in a minute. I'm going to have a word with you in a minute. You know damn well what you've done. You know damn well I'm going to have a word with you in a bit. Yeah, you better run.
That's something I really would like to do one day is EVP and ghost boxing inside a cave. I've never done the cave.
Well, that one that me and Kevin went to is people from America were going in there. It's a well-known cave, and there's some weird drawings on there. People have killed themselves. There's
Oh,
been
yeah.
murders in there. There's people hung themselves as a hanging tree outside.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
no,
well, I was just gonna say, in science-wise, it's interesting because I mean, we do kind of when we do EVP captures inside of rooms, we're basically in a cave, but to have an actual giant rock cave, to have the sounds
yeah,
being bounced, because sound is like an actual thing that's bouncing off the walls constantly. So, so I think
it's
a
it's
cave
creepy.
may actually help EVP is what I'm kind of getting at. Is it might be like an amphitheater, to like the old time amphitheaters from like Greece times and stuff, and help amplify EVP. I don't know.
Could do.
I really want to check it out.
I don't really. I should do a lot more EVPs, but I don't. With problem with me is that I'm just like old school. If I can't see it, then it's not there, sort of thing. If I can hear it, cool. But EVPs, I need to start doing more EVPs, to be honest with you. But in Hell's House, I don't need to because you can actually hear Grumpy and everybody through the computer. I mean, there's a scientist there's a scientist group. One of the guys from the science, Milton, wants to come to the house. We got to switch everything off, the laptops, the mobile phones, and everything. And he wanted to spend the weekend with me and Kevin, to actually to feel it and sense it, but without equipment. So I keep I keep I keep saying to Milton, yeah, we'll have to meet up, making arrangements for you to come up for the weekend and stuff. I keep putting off. I have had one of the most daunted teams. One of the team came in, and they actually felt the little lad straight away. Something wasn't right in the house. But I've lost contact with them, so I'm going to have to get their number again and contact them. I was just a bit worried about them coming up, but apparently Carl and Yvette actually watch my site, so with interest for that. So that I've not done anything since I've not been there since June, May, because I've been in hospital since the beginning of June. Well, I've had a bad cough since March. So I haven't been very well, so I've not done nothing for 2 months. So they're probably thinking I've sort of like giving up, but they haven't. It's just because I'm not like well enough to do it, sort of thing. So, but yeah, I'm just a bit dubious. I don't want the house to get like really, really famous, and then I start getting assholes like trying to get in, and you know what I mean. But the house, there's always somebody in the house anyway. The house is not left alone.
Yeah,
I
well,
mean,
you
my
just have to
brother's
be smart about it. And just don't let in any Tom, Dick, and Harry. That's what I'm saying. Just start out, literally try to start this all off with sending in to more well-known teams. There's a lot of them besides like Ghost Adventures and whoever's the other big ones. I'm sure Ghost Hunters are still around, and I haven't really watched a paranormal show in quite some time. So.
Yeah, I don't watch a lot of paranormal shows. Taps, I used to watch Taps and all them. No, I used to like watching stuff like that, but I don't really watch a lot. I'm sort of at the moment. I've been watching a lot of horror films. When my computer doesn't pack in like it keeps packing in, I don't know what's going on with it, but it keeps freezing. Last night it froze, and I couldn't get on for about 2.5 hours. I could have flung it out the window. I mean, I tell you how bad that house is as well. I got that angry in Hal's house. I picked up a laptop and punched it and then flung it outside.
Jeez.
And then the next morning I was like, what did I do? What did I do last night? That was a perfectly good laptop that just froze. And they ended up punching it and literally, I flung it out. It was snowing. So I was not amused with myself. But there's the house is is a very angry house to be around. So there is, like what Steve said, there's a lot of malevolent stuff going around in there, and I can't get it out.
Yeah, it sounds
And
like
it is
it's
affecting us.
tenfold. It sounds like it's intense and too much.
It is. It doesn't stop. That's just it. 24 hours a day. It doesn't stop. Whether I'm out in the daytime, it's at it. Whether I've got all the lights on at night, it doesn't stop. It just doesn't shut up.
Have you done any kind of have you done any research on your home, like the land where your house is? Because like there might have been people who died on your land, like suicides and stuff like that.
Well, if you
Someone might
remember,
have been murdered there.
yeah, but if you remember me telling you, there was a farmhouse there in the 1400s, and the guy there was getting, apparently, what they found out is he got very depressed for some reason. He killed his wife, killed his kid, and killed his slave hand. Then they came and they hung him in that conker tree thing. And I reckon that somebody must have done something on the land to get him to be depressed to do what he did. And then they also did more rituals on top. So whatever they did on that land, it came in from, as we put it, from underneath it. It came up, and then I've got that portal room, which is
what I'm saying is that what I'm saying is how long has your house been there? Right.
That house was built in the 60s. Yeah, but the house was built in the early 60s, well, late 60s. There was a family before me. Their dad died in the house. Their father died in the house. He got apparently, so one of the kids told me. I saw one of the kids like years after we moved in, and I asked one of the kids in there, did anything happen in the house? Did they see anything? And one of the kids goes, yeah, we did. And then the mum basically dragged the kids away. So I know that the grandfather had a heart attack there. Something had happened to frighten him. And he had a heart attack in there and died. And they sold up and left. So we were the second family that were in there. They were only in there for 4 years.
If you had someone die of a heart attack and someone else died there, probably the actual owner himself who died, and that's possibly two people who died. And one of them isn't Grumpy.
And me dad. No, he's not Grumpy. Grumpy's told me, and it told the group that he is from the 1400s. The guy that you took the EVPs from, he's from the 1400s as well. The woman's from the 1400s. The ship-shaper boy, the devil boy, from the 1400s. The old man's not there. My dad's died in there, remember, as well. Like he had a heart attack in there that I believe that was to do with the house. I've seen him in there just after he died. I went to the toilet and I saw him in the bedroom, and he was looking at this Jesus picture. And that was the first and the only time that I saw my dad. So I'm sure that he's moved over, but he just come back and sit with his mum at the home, but he's not in the house.
Mm.
So I know that the old farts, as I call him, Grumpy Pants and the Shadow Man, Hat Man, they all go back. Even I'm sure the Hat Man goes even. But then again, I'm saying that, but everybody that sees the Hat Man, and I mean everyone that sees the Hat Man, I mean the Hat Man is seen all over the world. He always wears a hat and a suit. So, and he's meant to be demonic, and he does actually hurt people. I mean, I think it's OD, can't think of his name.
OD Shadow Stalker or whatever.
Yeah, now he's got a problem with the Hat Man. The Hat Man has actually hurt him a couple of times, so he has got the Hat Man as well. So I'm pretty sure that everybody that sees this thing, it's the same thing. It's demonic, it's bad, and it will try and hurt you. But if you look up the Hat Man, you'll see all over the world. The Shadow Man to me is something different. He's a nasty piece of work. He is nasty. No idea why and what. Could he be the one that could be up? Could be Grumpy the one that was up? I have no idea. All I can say is I've not got one nice spirit in that house.
Yeah.
Maybe
it sounds
you
like
might
a
be
pain.
some kind of magnet. Maybe
yeah,
you're like
exactly.
some kind of
That's
magnet.
what I was thinking. Yeah.
They seem like you attract I'm not saying like it is, but maybe you attract the negative spirits.
Well, I was thinking that maybe she's in her part of her life. She was just mentioned she is watching a lot of horror movies right now. So maybe she's just into dark things right now, and that's not you. It's not that you're meaning to, but you're attracting it. It's like you're more of a magnet, like Steve said. Yeah.
Yeah, but I was 7 at the time, so I wasn't watching horror films.
Oh, well, I guess that's true, honey, because you've had some of this your whole life. Okay, so.
Yes, I was 7 years old.
So then maybe your fascination with the dark movies and stuff right now is these guys influencing you or something. Maybe you should just try to force yourself to watch happier things, watch comedies and stuff.
I don't know. I don't think it made a difference because I was a kid anyway.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
We used to watch happy things like Benny Hill and and all the kiddie stuff. So I mean, I was 7 years old, so I wasn't into anything like that. I was minding my own business.
Yeah, so it seems like it's you.
Maybe the land itself attracts bad energies. A bit like, I'm going to change the subject for a minute here, but it's like the Japanese like haunted forest. What's it called?
The suicide forest. Yeah.
Why do people go there to commit suicide? What attracts people to go there to commit suicide? Why don't people just go into their apartments and hang themselves or shoot themselves?
That's weird, isn't it? That's weird.
It's like a moth to a flame. Yeah, it's really weird.
But why go to a forest? And there's been documentaries. These documentaries, like I know most of the documentaries are the bollocks anyway. No one's going to be like there was one documentary, which supposed to be true, where a group of people went in there to do some kind of research, and only like 1 or 2 came out. They say like if you go into that forest, and even if you take a rope in there, so you could like make some kind of like pathway, so if you do attempt to get lost, you're able to follow that rope back. Yes. There's stories people that have actually said they've actually gone in there, and they've taken a rope with them, and when they've turned around, the rope's gone.
Yeah, exactly.
And luckily they weren't too far. They only went in like probably about a quarter mile. And like the thing is with that forest though, apparently, it's all like classed as negative. That's why it's probably drawing people there. I don't know the reason why they pulling people into the forest and telling people to go there and commit suicide, but there's like rumors like where they say it's something to do with the magnetic field around there, kind of thing, and like it's full of like dark energies, and there's so many different things about it. Like you can go in and like people will leave like a paper trail, but that paper trail disappears. So it's something that in that forest doesn't want anyone to get back out, kind of thing.
It could well be. And I do know that people who go in there to commit suicide, they usually put like a bow, don't they? A bow on where they're going to commit suicide, so people will know when they're going in that somebody's actually killed themselves there, or some people have actually camped in there for a couple of days while they're thinking about it, whether or not they should kill themselves. So there is something really weird about that forest, but maybe people are just killing themselves. Hello, you. That bloody time, you bloody wake up dead, you. I know people are thinking about when they go in there that it's spiritual, and they're like drawn there. So there's just something about that forest that people just feel at ease when they kill themselves. So maybe it is something spiritual, and maybe they kill themselves in there because they think that they're going to get forgiven, maybe.
Well, I think with the Japanese, they do have some kind of like spiritual belief that when they do die, they go to another place, with their religion. But there's also saying that if you commit suicide, even here, in our country, we commit suicide, we go to limbo, because we've supposed to have done what we're supposed to do. So they get their own limbo, I suppose. And maybe every time that someone gets in there, and ends up committing suicide. Like people have gone in there, just to do a documentary or just like to have a walk around, and and people are seeing, there's been news articles and TV videos up on YouTube where a TV group went in there and they actually found bones, of human people, and they had to contact the authorities, and the authorities did go in there, and they found something like human bones there. It's unbelievable.
Well, they don't always find them, though, do they? That's the point.
No, they don't always find them, but what they do find, they always found something personal belonging to them. They found like letters stating the reason why they commit suicide. Yeah. And they just don't want to release those letters to like the public or to the family because there's something behind it, kind of thing. And like the weirdest thing is that even the people go in there just to like take, they know they're walking into danger, so why go in there in the first place? Yeah, even if they haven't got the intent of thinking commit suicide, they attempt to commit suicide. Because I think what's happened is that whatever's in there is drawn them in there, and even if they don't consider about committing suicide, they kind of get lost, and they know they ain't going to get out. So I don't know how big that forest is, but there has been stories saying that people have gone in there just to walk around, and they got lost. They've never come out.
Yeah, but if you think about it, right, look how many people have killed themselves in there, and you think about how many spirits that are actually walking in the forest and how much negativity there is in the forest, because there's thousands of people that have killed themselves in that spot. So all that energy from the negativity and the reason and all the story.
What is that forest? That's the that's the northeastern part of the forest, isn't it? It's called also known as Sea of Trees, right?
Yeah, I think that there's an ancient mountain next to it that supposedly has all sorts of legends tied into it as well. Like I think that forest is at the bottom of some ancient mountain.
Oh, okay.
It's actually meant to be near Mount Fuji.
Right? Okay, so is that okay? Yeah.
I'm just looking at the wiki at the moment.
Yeah, so Mount Fuji, that's super famous, old, probably got so many legends tied into it. From
where's Mount Fuji? Is that Japan?
Yeah. No, I posted it in the side chat.
Yeah, it really does seem like it's Japan.
I just can't understand why people, right? If I was going to go and commit suicide, I'd do it either in my home. I'd go and I know it seems like kind of like morbid doing it, saying it, but if I don't want to do it in my home because I don't want to haunt my home when I die, and I you got to consider about the other people that may get involved in it, because you could just wait for a bus to come past and walk in front of the bus and commit suicide that way. How do you think the bus driver is going to feel? How do you think the train driver is going to feel? The tube driver, when you jump in front of a tube or a train, it's going to, kind of like stick with them the rest of their life, thinking that they've just innocently killed someone. And why does anyone want to even commit? I think it's down to life itself, stress, depression, anxiety, sadness, and people just don't want to deal with it anymore. And I think that's usually the way to get out of it all, I suppose, by killing yourself. And maybe there's a lot of that going on in Japan, and maybe that's thinking, well, I don't want to be doing this all anymore, so fuck it, I'm going to go over to Mount Fuji and go into the suicide forest and what's that word they call it?
Harry
Carry.
Yeah, Harry Carry. I'm going to commit to it. Harry Carry, either by hanging himself, like they used to do in World War II, stabbing themselves, whatever. I don't know if this was a rumor that someone found burnt ashes of a human body in there.
I'm sure murderers probably use it to dump bodies. Heck, you never know. The government could be testing their people and then make it look like they commit suicide. That would be a perfect place to dump bodies. So you don't know in such a big place that has so many reported deaths in it. Yeah, that's a scary place. I don't know if I'd want to go there actually.
No, I wouldn't.
But the thing with that haunted forest, they say that you walk in there and when you walk in, you don't hear nothing. You don't hear the sound of animals, birds, nothing. It's dead, eerie silence. And sometimes, like, that silence might be broken by the sound of, like, someone screaming, or, you know, like the sound of, like, a branch snapping, where the person's, like, jumping from the tree and, like, snapping their neck where they've hung themselves, you know, kind of thing.
So that's
And,
cool.
like,
So basically, the forest is dead then. The forest is completely dead. There's no birds or anything.
I think it
That's
is.
weird.
Yeah, there's a few places like that on Earth that are like zones of silence. Like there's actually, I think there's one in Mexico that's literally, the Spanish translation is called the zone of silence, where stuff, there's not like, there's barely any life, and stuff like cell phones and stuff don't work.
I'd love to go
Yeah,
to
apparently you can't
that
use cell
Jones
phones.
Island.
Even when you go in, even when you go in there to do a documentary, the batteries are drained rather quickly. And I'm just reading, like, the wiki, right? It's I ain't reading that bit. The forest has a historic reputation as a home to Yuri or Yari, ghost of the dead. In Japanese mythology, in recent years, I can't pronounce the bloody forest, I'm just going to say forest, has become intermittently known as suicide forest, one of the world's most disturbing suicide states, and signs at the head of some trails. Urgent suicide visitors go to think of their families and contact suicide prevention associations. So, like, whoever's died, whoever's gone in to commit suicide, some of their family have gone there to, like, I suppose, probably, like, show respect or even try to communicate with their lost ones, you know.
Yeah.
And, you know, probably even ended up committing suicide themselves.
It's a
And
crazy
it's also,
place.
like, apparently, it's also the forest floor is mostly consists of volcanic rock, which can be difficult to penetrate with the hand tools, such as, like, picks and shovels. Now, let's say if that was true, where it's supposed to be like volcanic rock, right? Now, I'm just like, I'm not saying it's, you know, it's a possibility. I'm not saying it is, but, you know, the volcano, right? You've got all those kind of, like, you know, the tunnels that, you know, when the volcanic, like, ash goes up through the actual surface, yeah. So you've got all these kind of, like, little caverns it creates, right? How do we know that doesn't go down to the depths of hell itself? They're saying hell does exist.
Yeah.
You know,
well, I was just thinking that it's interesting with the lava. Well, we think water is a conduit of spiritual energy. I would say magma or lava, hot lava, would probably be even more, because heat is just energy, and the hotter something is, the more energy it's producing. So I've never thought of that. Maybe that's why that negative area, it's like kind of like how Rose has the water under her house. There's all these tunnels of lava all around from Mount Fuji that's probably erupted a few times over the centuries or millennia or whatever. Yeah, that's why it has the volcanic rock from Mount Fuji. Mount Fuji is a volcano, I'm pretty sure. So, yeah. Yeah, it is. Yeah, I think it erupted not too long ago in the distant past as well. Crazy.
It's like with...
but is it a pathway to hell? Man, maybe. I mean, maybe the most demonic, darkest energies can live in molten lava because of the energy is so intense. It's just like crazy amounts of heat energy. Who knows, man? That's wild. I never thought of that. It makes just a sense as water. It's just another form of some sort of liquid that can somehow transport not only spiritual energy, but also we so can pass. So yeah, crazy.
But they are a bit
concerned, isn't it? Because there's limestone as well, isn't it? Limestone can
Steve, make a hot lava ghost box. Where can we get some hot lava? Can we order hot lava off eBay?
I mean, I'll fly out to fucking Japan and try to get some from there, you know.
Dude, think about that, man. A hot lava ghost box.
But
Holy cow.
I know these authorities are a bit concerned at the moment because, like, so the so-called tourists that do go there leave a lot of trash, and there's so much trash there. You know, the authorities can't even deal with it because there's so much. But how you know it isn't trash from the people that's committed suicide? You know, where they've had those suicide notes, like you said, like if they go in there and they've got that consideration and they're thinking about it and they're going camp now. There's even been like stories of like people walking in and finding actual campsites, you know, and food and drinks and like old mobile phones and photos of loved ones and stuff like that. Yeah. So maybe that even if someone does go in there and they're only like thinking about committing suicide, I reckon that some kin now is actually manipulating their brain, saying, "Yeah, you want to die. That's why you're here. You want to die." And it's actually like a bit like, you know, that Blair Witch one where they keep hearing those weird noises in their brain, and maybe that's the kind of thing that's happening in, you know.
Yeah, they just slowly chips at it, and yeah,
making
exactly.
them go crazy and think, "Yeah, fuck this, I'm gonna die. You know, I'm gonna go and like hang myself. You know, bollocks to this shit." But what actually makes them want to do it? That's what I don't understand. You know.
Well,
Why go
science says
there?
it's a chemical imbalance, but who knows what actually creates that? What it could be spirits, man. It could be aliens. It
Maybe
could
it could
just be
be
God.
like
It could be the will of God. Who knows?
I'm just thinking, like, you know, the Americans dropped 2 nuclear bombs on there. Yeah, how far away is that from the suicide forest? How do we know it's not radiation that's affecting the
Oh, that's
Japanese?
interesting. Yeah, I don't know about that. Yeah, that's an interesting think. Yeah, man, that's something that you don't see the ghost crews go out and investigate, like Hiroshima. That'd be really interesting. Maybe it's disrespectful. I don't know.
Yeah, but what's it did that? What's his face? Demons with provoking demons, is that or something? Did they go to Hiroshima?
Oh, I don't know. I'm sure somebody's had to have, because I mean,
Yeah,
I would
I
if
think
I
they
had the
went
money.
there.
So
I think
I would.
they went there for a short time. I wouldn't want to go
Well,
there because if I went there, I'd probably come back and be able to light up bloody light bulbs.
I'll be honest with you, I wouldn't care what someone paid me. I wouldn't go to that haunted forest. Not
yeah,
even to
that is
investigate. So I'd be
creepy.
too afraid to
Yeah,
go in there and not come back out. I'll probably like get affected, like, you know, millions of, well, hundreds of thousands of other people have, because I reckon there's thousands of people who commit suicide in there.
yeah.
How long back, I don't know, but if I'm brain, I wouldn't like going there and do like a paranormal investigation, because like I might not even come back out. And I don't give a shit how much you decide to, you know, pay me. You know, all the money in the world, I wouldn't fucking go in there.
Yeah, that's creepy. I don't want to either.
I think you'd come out of there. You'd talk your way out of it.
Talk your way.
Definitely.
You can't talk your way out.
Out of the carry bag, you would.
Oh, it's that one, that big one, standing up one. I was looking at that myself, actually.
Have you seen the one above?
Yeah, fucking evil looking bitch.
It is. She is, though. That's just it.
See, this is what I don't get with you, Rose. Like, you know, you attract negativity. Seriously, you do. I'm sorry, but you do.
I know.
You know, why? Look, you're trying to communicate with spirits. Yeah, okay. You know, and you know a lot of these stones may have good spirits in it. But again, spirits can manipulate you. They can pretend to be nice. They could be evil asses. And even though, like,
I've got some like
those
that.
ones, you're not happy with the ones that you think may be good spirits. You're bringing in spirit dolls that have the looks of negativity. And if they have got negative spirits in them, you're bringing in more and more negativity into that house. And it's fucking with you even more.
Don't bother me. As long as it's not like Hell's House, I don't give a toss. Hell's House is just different. This house is just...
Yeah, but I reckon, like, you know, it's contributing between, you know, both houses, and, you know, like, you're still not well anyway, like, and, like, you know, you got a few evil spirits there. You know, you got some dolls that you say, like, you know, they're evil. How do you know that they're not manipulating you and building your anxiety up? But when you go to your mum's house, that anxiety releases.
Yeah, they're not. I know they're not, because the house has always been the same. So, and I said I didn't have dolls when I was having, did I? So the house is just the same. It's not changed. The only thing that has changed for me is now because I'm more aware and I can hear them, and I see more of them. Where before I only saw the hat man. But now I'm seeing everything else that's in there. Maybe that's because I sort of opened back up, because when I left there, I closed up all my abilities, didn't I? So I wasn't seeing stuff until I started working with the dogs 4 years ago. I closed myself off. No, tell a lie. When I had my own group in 2005, well, I had 2 groups. I started to open up then. And then when I closed my group down, I closed myself down. And then when I started doing the haunted dolls, I opened myself back up again. So I need to really learn how to close it back up again, because eventually Hell's House will mess me up. So I have to learn how I can close myself off to it, if that makes sense. Yeah.
No, exactly. That's what you need. Sounds like that's exactly what you need. That's what may be another remedy to this, is to turn it off like a light switch somehow.
Yeah, that's what I need to learn to do, because I have done. I used to be able to turn it off, no problem, but I can't now. It Hell's House. It's like ting, and it won't close off. I can't close it off. Where I could turn me back on it before, I can't now, because it won't let me, basically. Because if I try and like turn me back to it and ignore it, it gets even madder. And when it gets even madder, then I see it more. So ignoring it doesn't help. It just makes it 10 times worse, which is really weird for me. But going back to the forest, maybe I was just thinking to myself, maybe they go there, like I said to you before, like, because if they kill themselves there, they can get honorated. Yeah, they believe they're going to get forgiven. Because if you're a Catholic and you commit suicide, yeah, the priest ain't supposed to bury you. They won't bury you. I don't know whether they've changed it now, but years ago they wouldn't be. You couldn't be forgiven.
Yeah, well, it's the same as murder. Faith. You're murdering yourself, so it's the same as murder. So that's one of the you murder somebody, even if you kill yourself, you're going straight to hell. Yeah, in their view.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah. So maybe that's why they go to the forest, right? Because like I said, because maybe there's something in the forest that can forgive them. So that's why a lot of people flocking there to commit harikari. Because there's definitely something very, very special in that forest. Because people, like I said, I've watched documentaries where people have gone in and nothing lasts. The batteries don't last. Everything's dead in there. It's dead, dead silent. So there's something that's going on in there for people to flock there to feel at peace, that they commit suicide, write letters and commit suicide. They feel at peace. And
well, it's something in the nature. It's the earth itself, or something that is that place itself is bad, basically.
Yeah, but maybe it's not bad though. This is what I'm saying to you. Maybe it's not, because if there's people that are going in there that want to commit suicide, and they are going specially wherever, traveling 100, 200 miles by bus or by bike or whatever, to go there to purposely kill themselves, then it must be not a bad place, because maybe when you kill yourself there, you can get forgiven.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah. Oh, exactly. That's something we don't know. But I hope that is the possibility. I'd rather it be a silver lining to it all. Yeah, I hope it's something like that.
It makes more sense, because a lot more people, that's where they go to kill themselves. So there is an underlying reason why people have travelled from all over Japan, or even probably the world, that'll go there to kill themselves. There has to be a reason why, and it must be a good reason. I can't see it being a bad reason, because if it was bad, then people wouldn't flock there to kill, to end their life. I mean, it might be due to depression. It might be due to they basically got some sort of illness that's going to kill him anyway. So they want to go somewhere that's peaceful and end their own life.
It could even be where someone has actually gone there and committed suicide, and then like their spirit's gone over to like where their loved ones is, and like somehow manipulated them to make them want to go there and commit suicide as well.
I think there is what I mean. I just think. I think that people go flock there for a reason, and I don't think it's a bad reason. I really don't think it. I think it's a bad reason when people like the Logan and I'm not going and want to investigate and and fling whatever. That's when I think that people make it feel that it's bad. But I really do think that place isn't bad. I think it's a very peaceful place, and that's why people go there to end their life.
I wonder if there are other similar forests like that throughout the world.
Yeah, I was thinking that. I was thinking exactly the same thing. There has to be. It can't just be like just China. There has to. I mean, do you know where I would love to go? I'd love to go to Mexico with the Valley of the Dolls, what do you call it, Dolls Island.
Oh yeah.
I was just thinking about that. Seriously, I was thinking about Dolls Island. Like I think who is it? Panel Dolls. He said that he's just got a doll from Island of Dolls.
Yeah,
I think
people
get the dolls from there.
Yeah, that's a really interesting story.
You guys
know the story of it, like how it all started and stuff.
Yeah, it's a good story. I mean, the guy died though, didn't he? He actually died the same spot where that child died.
That's what the legend goes. That's how the legend goes. Yep. Yeah. On the same day he found her, I think, like 30 years later or however many years later. I think it was the same day in the same spot.
They've also made a pretend one because they don't like taking people to the proper one. So there's a pretend one where they take people.
Yeah.
No, seriously.
I believe it. Yeah, I believe a tourist-friendly one. Yeah, more for the rich people and
Well, you've got to give them good money if you want to go to the proper one. You know what I mean? I mean, you got.
Oh, I see. Yeah, okay. It's so popular that they can have a secondary offshoot, like a bootleg version, and still make money off of it, basically.
Yeah. Well, they don't. Apparently, they don't like anyone going to that proper, the real one. Too much of a hassle off it, and plus people have been nicking stuff off there, like dolls, and hence on eBay. But then again, I don't believe that a lot of these dolls when they put them on saying that the Valley of the Island, they're from there. They're just a lot of people that are doing stupidness with dolls.
It'd be hard to prove if it actually was, unless like it was certified by somebody. Yeah.
And you're paying all that money for a doll you think that's come from the island, and in fact it's not.
I think as I said, like I think Paranormal Dolls. I think it was. I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, it was.
I think he said he got one from there. But I thought like no one can get dolls from there. It's impossible. It's like a shrine. So I'm not saying he's been ripped off. There's a possibility he has been ripped off, but
people that actually watch. They've got guardians on that island to watch. So for anybody, that's why they don't like people going in. But they have got like caretakers that watch. So if anybody does come in, they pay the extra money to go buy a boat, not the pretend one. They're watched all the time. And if when you go there, you can't take anything because they'll drop you.
I think someone's probably just like.
I was watching a documentary.
I could get a doll, rough it up, and say I got it from the Valley of the Dolls, and someone's going to believe it. No, there are people out there who will scam you left, right, and centre with dolls anyway.
Yeah. Oh, it's just paranormal stuff in general. It's. Everything about the paranormal thing is just so easy to scam because it's so ambiguous. It's so hard to pin down. You can't put it in a box. You can't weigh it. So, of course, this is just the perfect ripe thing for people to scam. And that really gets my goat, grinds my gears. I don't like that.
It does me. It does me.
Yeah. No, that's a really interesting story, that the Island of the Dolls, because he found the poor girl dead in the canal, and then just not long after that, a doll washed up on shore, and he picked it up, and he thought, oh, maybe if the spirit of the girl is here, she'd like it to keep her safe. And
Well,
then just
apparently,
more and more dolls kept washing up, and
well,
and then
he didn't
people
want
would
to
bring
know, did
them
they?
and stuff.
Yeah. Well, he said that he kept hearing a child. So, like, crying, they kept hearing a child in the background, like, obviously the ghost. And
Yeah,
that's
the
when
ghost of
he
that dead
started.
girl, because that dead girl
Yeah.
washed up on his shore, because he was a caretaker in the canals. It's like a southern Mexico City canals network or something. And he's like just like a perfect for a hermit. He was a hermit and wanted to live on his own, I guess, and lived out there.
Yeah, it's an interesting story, and it's an interesting island, and it is creepy. It is creepy. I was watching the Ghost Adventures on there when something. You see, sometimes I wonder about them. Are they actually real, or are they actually full of crap?
Yeah, are they sincere with their research? I think at a time they probably were, and I think some of them still are. I think to a degree Zach probably still is. That's why he can get people like Bill Chappell. I think Bill Chappell or Chaplin, I might be saying his name.
Yeah, Bill
And
Chappell.
the creator of the Mail Meter too is those guys are friends with him too, and that guy is really reputable and sincere. He has a YouTube channel that he just puts up short clips of evidence. That's it. He never streams. He never makes anything fancy. He doesn't have a title screen. Like, I'm trying to remember his name too, but
Yeah, that
yeah, I
name's
think
that.
part
Maybe
of
I
them
could
are sincere and part of them aren't. I think that's probably how it is.
Yeah, I've seen it. I used to think. I mean, Taps got caught out, didn't they, on faking some of their evidence?
It was one of the leaders. It was Grant. Grant's the guy with hair. I think I'm trying to remember the bald guy's name, but there's the bald guy and the guy with hair, and they're the two leaders, the creators of Taps. And yeah, Grant got called out because of a few things were really sketchy. And so I don't think he ever admitted to it, and I don't think he ever got fully called out, but I guess it was a big enough ripple in the paranormal community that he had to step away from the show. Like, so yeah, very interesting.
I mean, it's happened with is it Groff? Nick Groff. He had to step away, and he's doing his own
Yeah,
show
Nick Roth
now.
left Ghost Adventures. Yeah, he's doing his own stuff now too. I think there was one of the in the first handful of seasons of Ghost Hunters, there was a curly-haired brunette that grew up with Jason. Jason was the bald guy. Jason and Grant. She grew up with them, and she later came out on a podcast and said that the producers and other people were doing all sorts of shady stuff behind the scenes. So, I mean, there's people that have come out and said that there's some shady stuff going on.
I think
Yeah, I
the
think
shit stuff going on everywhere. I don't think any of them were 100%.
I think one of them was that they said that if they don't get enough evidence on their show, it means they're going to like lose the actual.
Yeah, that's what that lady said. Yeah, exactly.
That's why they have to like go back and create some like kind of paranormal activity, like make a chair move or do a little bit of banging, or make them look like they're scared. Like ready.
I know, but it stops. Yeah, but it stops. It ruins it though, because you anybody that's got a quarter brain cell would know that
but it's all down to
fake.
viewers, isn't it? Like, they do anything to keep the viewers. What's the
but
point of having a TV show if they're not going to get the paranormal? The TV show's going to lose, the popularity, and they're going to have to close it down eventually, aren't they? So that's why they have to fake this shit.
I know people will have a brain cell to see that they'll end up losing.
And this is what I don't get. This is what I don't get with TV shows. All right, some of them have got some, compelling evidence here, but look at me. I'm just a person who's caught probably a shitload more paranormal activity than some of the TV shows.
Yeah, yours is better than anything I've seen. Well, hey, and you can see, look at Ghost Hunters, man. They started off as two plumbers and they retired as owning a giant hotel. Like, that's some of the later seasons. They both went out and bought a giant hotel and are now millionaires. So yeah, man, you got to question the whole thing.
I'm not trying to be big-headed. I'm not trying to make the fame, fortune, although I wouldn't mind a bit of fame and a bit of fortune, but I've probably got more fucking activity and evidence on my YouTube than fucking some of these ghost hunting programs they have out there. And this is what I can't understand, right? Yvette Yelding. Was it? What TV show is on? Most Haunted.
Mm.
Fuck me, man. What is the point of her being in a ghost hunting program when she's scared of her own fucking shadow?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
One little movement, one little shadow.
It gets views, I guess. Yeah, I don't know.
And that's actually been classed as like been caught out faking stuff on there as well.
Yeah, I know.
Carl,
Yeah, exactly. I've heard that too. That lady, you know.
He's been caught out trying to fake shit. You know, you on a TV show where something's been knocked down and like, oh, it wasn't me, and they're right next to the fucking thing. You know, all they got to do is keep the camera out of the way for a few seconds, and then knock that object down. And there's no knocking it down. They bring the camera around just in time to see it fall down. Oh my god, that just got knocked down.
Yeah.
Fucking bollocks. It's all down to viewers, ratings. Yep. That's what it is,
ratings. Yep. Money and views.
I don't think there's paranormal which just got 100% true content. No, someone's always going to fake something out there. You know, because it's the views and ratings they need. If they ain't got the views and ratings, they've lost it.
Well, here's something that's interesting to look
at. There's people out there trying to get this evidence, this information, and like, you know, show the world, and they're out there fucking making it look like a fucking joke.
Well, a lot of them might be sincere researchers, and they might be getting tricked by the producers too. So that's a problem. That's another level of this problem. Is producers tricking sincere researchers, and that happens. So yeah, that's definitely another issue, another avenue of this crazy field.
Yeah, I just watched it. I just watch and I just see what's happening. I can usually tell a fake. There's plenty of fakes on YouTube, plenty of fakes on TV as well.
I could mention a few, but I won't.
Hey? What?
I could mention a few names, but I won't.
No.
Well, that's why I think the paranormal field, if you really want to get into it, I think you should have the expectation of just embarking on your own personal journey and not trying to be like television, not trying to be like some other YouTuber you've seen. Just go at it like really open-minded and just see what happens. Whatever pop up and tickles your fancy, play with it, see what happens, and move on to something else if you want. And I think that's one of the most important things about all experimentation is you really should get rid of all dogmas and any sort of stigmas or whatever the term is that's wrong. Our society is so drenched with these other people's opinions in our lives that we actually have our influence, day-to-day influences changed by these people's thoughts that are brought up with us, that we grow up with and stuff. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah. You're better than me. I'm better than you. That's all you get on YouTube.
But I think just do it to have fun, and I think you can't go wrong that way. If you're doing it to try to get rich, or you're doing it to try to become like famous or known, I think it should always just be about fun. I'm not saying you specifically. I'm just saying anyone.
I'm just doing it because I just want to prove my house is messed up.
Yeah, you want to show people how crazy it is. That's why, honestly, you really should make a video and send it to Ghost Adventures. Send it to, I'm sure they have on their websites a place to submit this stuff. I'm sure it's actually pretty easy. The hardest part will be making it, editing it and stuff.
Yeah, I can't make a video. I'm awful. I am awful. Who's this Tom? Okay. You've been getting a lot of new people.
No, there's some interesting topics, interesting ideas. You know, it's the darker side of this research field really seems to be the most popular, and that really makes me wonder about the whole kind of humanity side. Like, question that. Like, what does that say about humanity in general? That are we all just kind of more naturally drawn towards watching car wrecks? You know, how people, they say you slow down, but it's gruesome, but you still have to look at a car wreck. Like that kind of. That's just something we can't help, I guess, maybe.
I do agree with that, because I'm finding out slowly but surely that people Yeah, that doll of Mary. I showed Mary which doll to get, man. I'm dead chuffed she's got it, Steve. I found out that because people watch loads of horror films and some of these fake shows, that when they come to watch my stream, they expect blood, gore, me peeing myself, me running around going and stuff. And when they don't see that, they're like they can't get it into the head that what they see people running around and crapping themselves in this blood, it's not real. When you're doing the
Yeah,
paranormal, you don't expect to see a knife coming through the wall or to go stab you, and people get bored.
yeah,
This
it's
is what
actually
I'm.
really boring. Real paranormal is really boring, actually, to
Yeah,
somebody uninitiated, to somebody that's not really 100% into it. Yeah, I mean, if you're really into it, you're gonna sit there for 8 hours. I did 8 hour live streams a bunch, just sitting on my butt doing a ghost box for 8 freaking hours. So yeah, it can be boring to some, but
it
if you're
can.
into it,
It can be boring. Yeah, it can be boring. What do you mean, nope? What's that, nope? What do you mean, Steve? Nope.
He said no. That on chat he said, "Does anyone live in UK Boston?" I said, no.
I've got no. We don't. Oh, I think about Mary's dog. I was going to say that's a bloody good one, that is.
Oh, and he got
Um,
onto the like my
I
bloody.
went to Most Haunted, right? I went to one of their lives with Kevin, and it was at High Wycombe. Um,
That
I went there, and I'm not joking. We sat there for hours. Man and Kevin's ass, right, was square. It was boring. It was freezing. The Carl had a nasty mouth on him. It was just, I would never, ever, ever go to another Most Haunted live again, even if they paid me. So I'm just reading what someone was about Most Haunted live. I would never go to that again.
that's really interesting.
It was boring, literally. We sat there like pricks.
Well, that yeah.
You know what I mean? They hardly came out. We only saw her for 2 seconds. She's as big as she's that small. I can put her in my pocket. It was just. I got a picture taken with Stuart and Kieran. Carl wouldn't come out. It was just. I had a conversation with the demonologist, Fred, wherever his face is. We were chatting outside, but it was just so boring, honestly. And the funny thing about it is, we had to go to Norfolk the next day, which was like another 200 miles because I won some tickets to go to Norfolk as well on another most haunted with another most haunted team. So we had a whole weekend of going to paranormal places. It was really weird.
Man, you got to be really into the dark stuff to want to become a demonologist.
Yeah, I
You got to
don't
be
know.
really fascinated with demons to call yourself a demonologist.
Well, I had one come in my house.
Well, you know, it's not a technical term. They basically call themselves that. That's like me calling myself a mailman. Like it's the same. It has the same weight of actual any sort of realness. It's not. You can't get a PhD in demonology. They just call themselves that. Is what I'm getting at. Maybe they paid money at some place for a certificate, but it's not a real thing. That's all I'm getting at. So I don't trust it. It's all a bunch of money makers in my book.
No, when he come out my house, a demonologist came round mine. He said years and years and years ago, he used to drive past my house and he knew it was haunted. And then he used to put leaflets through the door and he knew it was haunted. And lo and behold, he turns up with a paranormal group to my house. I was like, he goes, I've been driving past here for years. I'm looking at you. I'm a demonologist. You know what? Everyone in that group crapped their pants.
Yeah, exactly.
And I was
That's what I'm saying. You need to get hold of Zach Baggins then, because when he finds something that's really dark, he gets excited. He'll go on news stations. I've seen him so excited about really dark. You see, just in the last year or two, there was a actual documented by police poltergeist case where a kid got thrown, or there was some sort of crazy poltergeist case, and Zach Baggins was all over it. He was like on the news talking about he's going to investigate it, and so he likes that dark stuff, and your stuff sounds like it would be perfect for that guy. and he's rich enough. He'd probably buy the house because he likes buying stuff. He bought the van that the doctor of death, whatever, that guy, the suicide doctor that in America that would help patients kill themselves in a van. He bought that van. He's bought some other dark houses and all sorts of crazy dark collection stuff. So that guy's super into it. He must have all sorts of crazy dark energies attached to him.
Huh. Oh, bloody hell, I heard Fag, sorry. Hello, Fag. Seen you for ages. I think demonologists talk crap. Like I said, I've seen him running around my house left, right, and centre. They wouldn't even go up the damn stairs. Ooh, they were like this. I don't like your house. I'm like, well, Jimmy, you're supposed to be investigating. If you don't like your house, I have to stay here on my own, and then Kevin has to come here. So if you can't cope, then how can we cope? So I've had a few people around that don't like it. They get a bit freaked out. So I said, people don't believe it, but they've got to, like, people that have been called a fake. I'm like, how the hell can I be a fake when I've got a video camera running? There's nobody in the bloody house. Everybody's out.
See, what I don't understand, like with these so-called hauntings, right, that people get, such as like the Enfield haunting, the poltergeist activity there. It was in, I think, the 50s, 60s. It started off, yeah, and then it went quiet after a certain time, and suddenly it started up again. Why? Has someone gone in there and like conjured up the spirits and pissed them off again, or is it because like, oh, hang on a minute, this house was so haunted like 30 years ago. Let's try to get our names in the paper and make it look like it's haunted again. Get that publicity. Oh, by the way, you're going to hear me crunching. I'm going to have some crackers.
That's one of the sides of this research field that angers me so much because, I mean, in other scientific fields, you don't really have people taking advantage and making money. I mean, to some degrees, yes, but for some reason, the paranormal field, like UFOs, ghosts, Sasquatch, you name it, there's a lot of people that are making a lot of money on books and events and, you name that. And there's just a lot of money being made. So there's a lot of motive for people to lie, to embellish. And it just really rubs me the wrong way at the end of it.
Yeah, yeah, it does me too. It does me exactly. When people are making, people are making.
If I knew how to do it myself, I didn't I did start writing a book, but I only done 8 pages, like a biography on how I started it. But if you got this just sort of shadow in the living room. That was weird.
Well, the Ancient Aliens television show is actually a great showcase of a group, a network, a genre of people that make money by going around the country selling books and talking about this topic. And there's no proof to any of this. And to the real scientific world, they're just a bunch of fools that are just jibber jabbering. But some of the stuff they it all depends how you approach it. My view is like, they're stumbling onto something. I don't think it's Ancient Alien. I think it's more Ancient Lost Civilization. But my point is that these people are making tons of money off this stuff just to talk about something that can't be proven. And so once you know a lot about the topic and you're good at discussing it in a group of people, there's a ton of money to be made, especially with television and podcasts and YouTube now, because podcasts and YouTube is surpassing television and stuff these days. So
yeah, but YouTube though, it's harder now, Hey up, Mary, Charlie as well. It's hard now to actually monetize your paranormal now.
Oh, I know. Most people, you have to get 1,000 views within a week for it to even be able to get fully monetized. So most smaller, even my channel, you can't even achieve that most of the time. So yeah.
I think I'm only on 300.
Well, you know why they did that, right? They did that because there was a lot of channels out there that are talking about a lot of hate and like racist stuff and killing. And there would be advertisements like Pepsi, like go buy Pepsi. And then this guy would come in screaming about wanting to kill somebody. So yeah, YouTube had to do something because it's just getting too big now. So yeah.
Yeah, but it's not just that though. That it's basically now hard to monetize paranormal channels non-stop.
Yeah,
they're
they have a
cracking
weird way
down.
of doing it too. They'll demonetize something that's just as monetizable as some other channel because the computer program
Yeah,
sucks right now too. So yeah, it sucks.
you're telling me I've been done on my own videos, telling me that I've copyrighted my own videos. I'm like, well, how the hell could I have copyrighted my own videos when I did it on
Yeah.
live? I did it on
Yeah.
live. And then
No,
Yeah,
I
the
know,
system isn't very good, that's for sure.
I know it's not all to do with money. I know people like to make money. I'm not one who wants to make a lot of money, but I wouldn't mind getting some money for what I do, you know, because then I can put what money I do get back into the channel and into like buy more
Exactly.
paranormal gear.
Exactly. It's
that's
just fueling the
what I wanna do.
research is all it's doing. It's not like you're living in a mansion. It's just keeping the research going.
Yeah, that's what I want to.
Someone
That's what I want to do
comes-
eventually. That's exactly
That's
what I want to do.
I
I want,
just, you know, can we take some clips or come take some of your videos to do a documentary? You know, give you an interview, and then like we pay you like $5,000 or something. That'd make me happy because then with that $5,000 I could do a few things with it.
hey, Steve, trust me. Now, I wouldn't listen. If Most Haunted wanted to come, not Most Haunted, if the Ghost Adventures wanted to come mine, like to literally film, I wouldn't charge him. I wouldn't charge him one bit iota because it's not the money
Yeah.
side of things. Do you know what I mean?
Well, that's the
It's
thing.
just
Yeah.
to prove the
Well, no,
fact, right,
still cost
that
me.
somebody who
The thing
lives
is,
in a normal house can live with these nastiness and keep quiet about it for as long as we did. It's not the money side, it's not the fame side I'm interested in. It's just proving that there's life after death on little
well, that's
old
what I
me.
mean. It is more proving, you know, that you call this, you know, like this apparition or you know, like intelligent spirit or whatever like that. You know, I want to get it out there. Yeah, especially like on a documentary or something here. But they offer, you know, if they offered me some money, I'd take it because then I can use that money to buy more equipment. And that means that
I want
to research
to
even more.
monetize mine eventually, and then because what I want to do with mine is if I can monetize it, I want to save up because I want there's a place I want to go to in Thailand.
Yeah, but you
It's a
don't have
juice
to monetize
factory.
it.
It's
I
been,
wouldn't bother. I wouldn't bother monetizing your channel. I just put like a PayPal donation button on there. If people want to support your channel, they support you.
I don't want to do that yet. Nah, I just rather monetize it, do it myself, then that way because I want to save up because there's a place I want to go to, right?
Yeah, but
In
the
Thailand.
monetization takes 30% off what you get. Your
Huh?
monetization, YouTube takes 30% off it straight away.
It's so
You don't
tough.
get your
You'd be better
monetization
off
until
just selling the house to Ghost Adventures or something, or getting money from a Ghost Adventures crew to film it there. No, I mean, I'm not a big time YouTuber, but I have a few more subscribers, and I'm literally making, it fluctuates between $12 to $20 a month if I'm lucky, and so it's really, and that's so much work and effort, and so that's why I don't even look at it like I used to try to look at it like a part-time job, and I would sit and make a 10-minute video, and that would literally take me 10 to 12 hours to make, but I can't do that because I can't make money off this. So I have to just look at it as a hobby. So now since video games is a hobby, it's just an extension of my video game hobby. That's all.
Yeah.
And I can make a couple bucks. Like in the long run, it's just going to help me pay for my next computer because my computer is going to die here. So I'm going to have to spend a couple $100, and that's about as much money as I've made this whole time off YouTube. It's ridiculous. Well, in the meantime, people are just putting crap videos with no effort up and lying and being fake and making too much money. It's an insult. So
yeah.
in the long run, I just work. I've had to work for the last 23, 24 years since I basically turned 17, 18. I just started working, and yeah, and so I'm just used to working. I hate it. I wish I wouldn't have to, but, and I mean, I work right now a very low-end job, like very low, very starter grade, and it's how I always have since I didn't go to college. And I get sick of jobs after 2 or 3 years, so I always have to start at scratch in some new place.
I wouldn't. I'd rather have Ghost Adventures come in, right? Do their a week, stay there for a week, yeah. then they'd make a whole year program out of it. As long as they bring their own food and they're on lockdown, so that means they can't
that's
get
what
out
I'm
that
saying. They could make a documentary off of it if it's as powerful as you. Like
if they do that, then it can I can get it off the road and people want to come. I'd have them locked. I'd literally lock them in the house for a week.
Well, if it becomes famous, you could eat like the Sally House, like Rick. Remember Rick? He was his job was to be like a guide to the house. So
what happened to Rick? I've not heard from him for ages.
He became a filmer for some actual TV paranormal show that I can't remember the name of it. It was Ghost Lab. Was one of the guys from Ghost Labs made his own show, and he actually became a filmer for one of those. But was gonna say, he was a guide. He would tell people about the Sally House. People would come out and pay $10 for a tour or something. You could get like that going, and actually, if it's real and if it gets big, if Ghost Adventures comes out and if Zach Baggins craps his britches about it, it could become worldwide famous instantly, and then you could make money off this place instead of having it kill you slowly. At least get some benefit off of it.
I reckon if Zach Baggins came and done an investigation in your home, right, that would probably go viral, and you'd get hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people watching it, and you'll be able to get your monetization within one day.
Yeah, but that's sort of, I don't want to become famous.
Exactly. You have to get tons. It's about giant numbers of views. It's crazy.
Yeah. I just want to it would be nice for them to come in so I can lock them in for a week as long as they bring all the food and everything. They can't get out the house. They're stuck in there for 24 hours a day. They'll get no sleep. As long as I've got plenty of toilet paper and they'll be all right. Because they're going to need it in my place. Because they won't get no peace.
When you send it to none of your poop on it.
No, that's in the bedroom. My brother's put that upstairs in one of the haunted rooms. So I've told him to leave that upstairs for 2 weeks and then move it around. So by the time I get up there, it's going to be well cooked. Well, you did ask for toilet roll.
Yeah.
Unusual thing to ask, but I'm doing it.
And he didn't want it unrolled, and he didn't want any crap stains. It was very specific.
Well, like I said, don't blame me. I don't know what Grumpy has and them are going to do with it. They could be they could be flinging that around the bedroom because he's hearing loads of banging upstairs as it is in my room. So and that's where the loo roll is.
Haunted toilet roll next on Ghost Adventures.
Can you imagine that?
There has been a guy who saw an eBay listing of some haunted toilet roll, and he found it quite funny and amusing. And he said on his YouTube channel, you know what, I might put a bid on that. And he bidded on it, and he won it. And he done like a stream on it, and he done a couple of streams actually. He said that on the actual eBay listing, it states that this haunted toilet roll is meant to give off like the sound of like the toilet flushing, the sound of like taps running,
and the smell, and the smell of feces. For free.
But no, hang on. But the thing is, right, when he bought it, he thought nothing of it. He didn't get none cat the first time, but eventually, over a few days, he thought he heard the toilet flush late at night, and he was the only one there in his home. He thought he heard the sound of the taps running, and that's when the toilet roll.
Well, I don't know what mine's going to do when it comes. It's going to be well stuffed with Hell's House incense. So, you know, when I get there, when me and Kevin go up there, I'll stick the camera straight on the toilet roll so you know where it's at. It'll be a brand new roll anyway. Yeah, he said he wants me to bring in the toilet roll on Hell's House. So I'm moving it all. Well, my brother's moving it around every room of the house at the moment for him. Unusual, but hey, Joel's gone quiet now, misery. Attack of the crap. That's what's going to happen. Attack of the Craps.
No, but going back to these dolls from it, yeah. You know, I'm not trying to be funny, and I hope you don't think I'm trying to be funny, but I don't think that doll came from Doll Island. Yeah, someone probably like said it's from Doll Island and ripped him off. But I do like what he does because, like, you know, he does actually get dolls and he repairs dolls. I did watch one of his videos.
He's got some like, you know, he had a doll like the one I've got. Which, you know, the doll that he said that the eyes turn from blue to green. I had a doll exactly the same with exactly the same colour eyes and deep, like the really bright, really unusual eyes. And I got it from Gen TD. Exactly the same dog. And mine was a collector's item. It had the same colour eyes and everything, and the teddy bear and everything. Mind you, mine had a kid in it. Mine had the kid was running around with a dog.
Interesting.
They say you're not meant to eat a lot of butter. This is sunflower light butter, nice and smooth.
Nice and smooth.
I was supposed to have gone to. I wish I'd have gone. I wish I'd spent gone that weekend. I should have gone with the Air Force thing, the underground place. I should have gone that. That was in bloody. I think that was in Kent.
What do you mean, like an underground military base?
Yeah, that's what it was. It was a military base. It had airplanes on the top, and then you went underneath, and it had even had a bloody a film thing in there. And everything was there. I should have gone for a weekend with my team, but it snowed and we couldn't get up there, could we? And it was really cheap as well. So that was one of my biggest regrets, that we couldn't get out because it was snowing really badly. We were going to go there and we had it for Friday, and then we left Sunday night. That was the only regret I had for not being able to go, because that would have been a real good one.
Yeah, that would be really cool. Yeah, military just underground anything is. I would love to explore more. Just in general, I got to go in Kentucky, one of the eastern states of the United States. There's one of the biggest caves in North America called Mammoth Cave. I actually got to go there when I was younger with my grandparents. It was an awesome trip we went on, and
you know what I saw today, right? You know what I saw when I was at today? There's a second-hand store. It's like one of those ones that does like house clearances, yeah, in Mitcham. I went over there and I found a DVR box sitting outside. So I picked
no shit.
I'll pick this up outside, right?
I'll
try it out. It turns on, but I'm not getting nothing on it because I ain't got no remote control. But inside that window, there's this really big grandfather clock, and at the top of it, whether you got the dial, it's got like the moon, sun, and like, you know, these other kind of dials there. And it just felt like the energy from that clock was saying, "Buy me, buy me, buy me." But I couldn't go into the shop to find how much it's going to cost because the shop was locked. So I'm thinking of going down there tomorrow and just kind of like being nosy and seeing how much it's worth, you know, how much he wants for it. If it's just like 50 quid, I'm going to see if I can put like a deposit. I know he ain't going to, you know, give it 50 quid, you know, not a great big grandfather clock like that. And it looks very old. He's going to be asking a hell of a lot of money for that. But I tell you, if I could get it, I'd get it. I ain't got nowhere to put it. I'll probably have to like stick it in the balcony or somewhere for a couple of days until I got the the living room sorted out. But it is nice, you know, really nice clock. It really felt like, you know, the energy was saying, "Please buy me, you know, you want me." And I'm looking, I'm thinking, wow, I wish I could buy that clock. But I reckon he's going to ask, you know, well over 500 quid for it, maybe more. So it's, you know, but never mind, not the way. Well, I'm going to go make my coffee. You can carry on talking.
Interesting. At the end of the day, the bottom line is we just really don't know. There's not enough foolproof for us to get That's why we just keep exploring and asking questions and researching this stuff. And
well, we're not going to know, are we, till we die?
yeah, that's really seems
Basically.
like that's the answer. Yeah.
You know,
We'll know
well,
at the
if we
end.
whoever dies first can come on a ghost box and tell everybody exactly what's on the other side. Think of it that way.
Yeah. Exactly. That's my philosophy. You know, I'm not Buddhist, but that's pretty much the closest I have to a religion and my kind of view of the world and stuff. And yeah, just I'll become energy is what I think. Now, will that energy become another human? Will it be reincarnated? Will I become a cricket? Will I become a spirit? Like, I just don't know that part, but I feel like since I'm already part of this energy of the universe and we know energy can't be created or destroyed, I just transform, and yeah, I'll get that answer
Yeah,
on
but
at the
with
end. But
what's it? You know,
I don't know
we're all energy, right? But have you ever thought, like, even though we're all energy and we die and we come back as an energy, do we actually burn out? Because energy eventually burns out, doesn't it?
No, not in like our modern view of science. Like it just keeps going. It changes from one form to another.
Because I was watching something, yeah, and they were saying that when you first die, people see you fully, which I saw my dad from top to bottom, like I'm looking at you fully.
Mm.
But they reckon the longer you go, that's when people say that they only see feet or they only see a
Yeah,
floating
I see
head.
what you mean. Yeah, because exactly. Well, that it's like, why isn't there billions upon billions of spirits? Everybody that's died becomes a spirit. Why isn't there just spirits everywhere? It seems like the energy dissipates and moves away. So if you go with the science books, the energy isn't dissipating and just disappearing. It's just going somewhere. So maybe that's what heaven is. Maybe that's what limbo is. And they're just moving on to a different place or a different dimension. I know the Rosicrucians, they're like, quote unquote, a secret society, but they're really just a culmination of religious views. Their basic view and thought is that you get reincarnated, and every life you have a chance to learn and grow and become better and to become more as one with the universe, Zen, or whatever you want to call it. And yeah, it just takes time over and over and over. And that's what their logo is, the cross with the rose. And the cross symbolizes the human being, and the rose is your soul. And eventually, through self-improvement and just practice and whatever the terms are, the rose detaches from the person. Your soul detaches from the person and can finally become one with the cosmos, become one with God, the nature, the universe, Mother Nature, whatever you want to call it. And so that's kind of the Buddhist view. That's the Buddhist view too.
Rose, check your G+.
Oh, I'd hate to
To a
just send
degree.
you a message back. I think I'd hate to reincarnate and come back as a ship flag.
Well, you see, that's where Rosicrucianism, I think, differs. I think Buddhism, you can come back as anything, but in Rosicrucianism, I think you're always a human. You're yourself, and you basically get reincarnated, I think, as yourself. Maybe I can't remember that part. But yeah, the Buddhism, yeah, you can become an ant, a moth, a bumblebee. That's why they don't kill animals, anything.
I'm on morphine, Mary. That's why you're not hearing me cough. But I will. Trust me, I've been coughing all day.
Yeah, but going back to the energy, I mean, where do the ghosts go? Yeah, you say you just see feet sometimes, or you just see a head. So it seems like they're slowly getting erased, is what it looks like.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what's going to happen, like, because you can see a full body, and then as time goes on, you just see a head, you just see feet, and then all of a sudden you just see shadows. So is your spirit actually dying again?
I think it's because they don't have enough energy to manifest themselves as a full spirit person. Look what I've had in here. You know, I've had like, it looks like an arm floating down. I've had like looks like an actual leg coming from the mirror and jumping down on the bed. You know, I've had that on a night anomalies in here. You know, in the past, and like I honestly think that it's possibly a spirit trying to really manifest itself, but it just don't have the energy to do it. Or it could just be something, like something different. It could be some kind of an unseen force that we don't understand, which is
It
trying
could
to
just be
manifest.
universes bumping each other. We could just be ripples in time with rippling along with other universes, and every once in a while our ripples touch universes. Who knows?
I mean, they reckon we've got double gangers, don't they? The good side and the bad side.
Double what?
Is it double gangers? Is it double?
Oh, doppelganger.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes, you see what I mean? Bloody
I think
dapples keep
aren't
forgetting.
doppels an exact copy of you though, or do they have
Yes,
different
but no,
personalities? I don't know about that.
it's the opposite of you. So if you're good, yeah,
Oh, I see.
then you'll get the bad bit. That your double ganger would
Yeah,
be
the typical evil
doppelganger,
twin.
would be the
Yeah,
bad.
the evil twin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I reckon we've all got one, don't we? So
Well, if the universe is infinite, see, that's something we don't know. The universe could be infinite in size, infinite in age, infinite in size. And if it is infinite is so crazy and mind-blowing that it literally means there's most likely another Earth, in fact, infinite other Earths just like us, with infinite scenarios playing out infinitely. So, and that's just if the universe is infinite. Then you get into the infinite universes, multiple parallel universes that are infinite as well. So it's just this giant explosion of infinity of things infinitely happening all the time. It's crazy, constantly all around us. Like we're coexisting with it. We just are slightly out of frequency, out of vibration of all the other ones. And this is what a lot of mathematicians and scientists are actually leaning towards, is the multiverse and just infinite everything. Like things infinite is like things are big. It's so hard to even talk about. It's so incomprehensible.
there's just so much to learn in it. Different religions as well. They all think different things.
Yeah, because
it's just.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
Okay.
I wasn't going to say
About
anything.
religions.
No, I'm just saying. There's like you said, there's infinity, and and double gangers, and over time sort of thing, past and present, and I don't know. It's just weird because you read. There's so much knowledge out there that by the time you could spend all day on YouTube and read about all different things and come out, you end up with a bad head because you don't know what to believe because there's so much belief out there. I mean, what was it called again? What was that thing you were on about? Different realities, different levels. You know what I mean? We could be in one reality, but there's another reality that's actually doing something else, if that makes sense. Does that make sense? I can't bloody get any words out properly. It's a bloody more thinking. Virtual reality. I mean, look at bloody the Mandela effect as well. That I do believe.
I love the Mandela effect idea. Because it's most likely something that actually could be real. Out of a lot of this wild stuff, it actually really could be real because of how mathematicians and stuff are leaning these days.
Yeah, it is, because I remember YMCA, and I remember them, and this army geezer turned up. I thought,
wait, how does it go then? That's how I remember it. How's it supposed to go then?
Yeah, but I don't remember no army.
Go? The army guy? Oh, see, I don't know about that one. There's a lot of weird ones. To me, one of the big ones is C-3PO, the robot from Star Wars, the gold one. I remember being all gold when I was a kid. In fact, I have a toy. I don't have it on me, but my memories, I don't remember him having one silver leg. Like now he has one silver leg, and I don't remember that. So that one has always made me somewhat of not a believer, but to be like, there might be something going on with this. And then I started researching it, and I learned about what CERN was doing, and there was real legitimate scientists that even to today are concerned about what they're doing with space and time. They're doing stuff that maybe we aren't evolved far enough yet to be tampering with, and it is highly possible that when they first executed their tests, because all they're doing is they're basically shooting particles at each other in this giant tube to try to get them to collide, and when they collide, What they think they're doing is they're recreating the split second after the Big Bang, so they can see what happens, what they think right after the Big Bang, and that's what they think they're doing. So they're literally messing with the fabric of space and time, and it's very possible that they did something that shifted all our consciousnesses into other universes. If the multiverse is real, if infinite universe, infinite consciousness is real, our energy, our own scientists tell us energy cannot be destroyed or created. It gets transformed. And if you destroy an entire universe by altering one particle of one molecule, that's all it takes. You can literally, in theory, just wipe out the existence of an entire universe, and all that energy, all that consciousness would just get moved to the closest parallel universe.
Bloody hell, Aaron appeared. What happened to you, Aaron? You fall asleep?
No, I was in here earlier. I literally jumped in just after Rose. Then if you read chat, I said I need to pop off for a bit and I'll be back later. And guess what? Back.
Alright, okay. Well, you missed the topics. We was talking about the Japanese haunted forest. And we was also talking about what's that evil spirit we were talking about? I can't even think of the name now.
Roses?
No, the ones that we started the topic with. Not mischievous.
Oh, malevolent. The
malevolent spirits.
Yeah.
That's the topics we're talking about. The malevolent spirits, what you think about. What do you think a malevolent spirit is? What's it all about? Why is it a malevolent spirit? And we was also talking about the Japanese. Oh, sod it. I just missed him. I just had a hit on the Xbox. Come back, please. Please come back. Come back.
What have you done?
Oh, you're standing right near the door. It's like fucking in front of me, like, you know, kind of thing. He's like closer to me than the door. Come back.
Interesting.
Are you a malevolent spirit?
Hey, anybody want to get rid of any haunted dolls? Passing
Screen
my
share,
way.
Steve. Make sure you screen share.
And me. I'm after haunted dolls.
Bug off you, Steve. You get enough of that. So sod off.
Hey, Steve, make sure you're presenting.
If I can't get haunted dolls, then I want haunted objects. Like I want a watch, a key, a clock.
Oh, you'll be getting them.
Anything that may have been on a dead person when he died. Clothing.
You'll be getting them number plates after I've had enough of them. So any haunted dolls you can pass in my way. Anything haunted that's unusual can pass the Steves, and I'll pass you them.
She's got too many bloody haunted dolls. She's got more haunted dolls than I've ever have.
Fuck off you! You've got enough. Let me have some haunted dolls, you selfish little shitbag.
You guys combined. You guys should combine your dolls and take one big picture and just fill up like a museum with your dolls and take a picture of the Rose and Steve.
We are supposed to be doing this week. We're supposed to be doing a haunted doll session, aren't we, Rose?
Yeah, we are.
When?
I don't know. It's up to you.
Thursday, I think.
Yeah, Thursday'll be fine.
Thursday's me, you, and Rusty's night.
Well, we're doing that now, aren't we? We're early tonight.
Wow.
Well, we can still do a bit of haunted doll session Thursday. You ain't gonna be complete.
Yeah, it doesn't matter to me. I just like to jump on because I don't get to talk like this ever with anybody. And if I ever bring this stuff up, people always get all weird.
We'll do the Me, You, Rusty night Thursday, and we'll do me and Rose haunted doll night Friday.
Well, you can do it Thursday. I was just saying, pissing around.
Yeah, that's fine. No problem.
Yeah, I'm never guaranteed on any of these anyway.
Well, you can still come on and have a chat as well.
I enjoy the chats anyway because we can talk about anything that don't make no sense.
Yeah.
Even if it's like crickets to my ears, it's still interesting because I'm learning.
I saw you in the mirror. Come back in the mirror. Come on, you done it just then.
No, but just to wrap up the Mandela effect stuff is that there's actually kind of legit science behind this. Like I can kind of make you picture the universe as a bucket filled with water. Okay, so this bucket is all the way full of water. If one droplet goes in it, it'll spill and destroy that bucket. Like in theory, this is the universe. It would get destroyed because the water is matter. And so if you alter the matter, and that's what some of the scientists think they did with the Hadron Collider in CERN. And it literally would changed the entire amount of water, which would make it too much, because we believe that there's a finite amount of matter in the universe, like a bucket filled with water. So if you overfill it, it destroys it. And that's what some people think happened to our universe, thus explaining the Mandela effect. All these people experiencing...
It's weird though, isn't it? It is weird because there's there's certain things, like you said, like there's other stuff as well, games and videos, and people.
Because you literally can't add a drop of water to this bucket of the universe, as our math and our scientists tell us. You cannot. There's no more. You can't add matter. It will mess everything up. So there's the perfect amount. There's this perfect harmony of the universe right now. Just enough.
But then that's the thing. You've got obviously antimatter. You got dark matter. Any of that stuff can excel in. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, and that stuff is like so far out of any comprehension right now. Even the guys that are light years ahead of everyone, they don't really understand dark matter and dark energy. It's just the beginning, the infantile stages of learning that stuff.
Yeah, but I do believe there's like galaxies and possibly parallel universes are just purely made from dark matter.
Yeah.
So basically you got the Earth just filled with dark matter than anything else.
Yeah, well, something something is keeping galaxies together. What is that something? It's that's what they think dark matter is.
I reckon there's probably like some kind of like planetoid system or something in dark matter itself. Some kind of like alien.
Dark matter is probably the overall conduit for every universe. For universes to exist, it needs this one base material, and that's probably what dark matter is.
What's dark matter?
Well, we don't know. It's we really don't know. We just have ideas of what it is and stuff.
Well, there's dark matter, then there's got to be light matter, then, isn't there? Really, I suppose.
You can kind of think of dark matter right now in a kind of a common view as the opposite of gravity, because gravity is pulling us towards large objects, right? And so a giant galaxy is spinning for whatever reason it's spinning. It gets on into it, but it's spinning it really fast. And so the idea is it's the galaxies, the Milky Way is spinning so fast that all the stars, all the planets should be flung out into the cosmos, into the emptiness of space. So something is working with gravity to keep these galaxies from doing that. And so you could think of dark matter as pushing while gravity is pulling. So it's like this dualism, and that goes with ancient religions, this like yin and yang of this balance that the universe needs. So that's like a basic idea of it. That's the best way I can kind of grasp it. And I think, I don't know though, I'm not a scientist.
Yeah, so it's basically just like a tug of war.
Thank you.
Yeah, exactly. It's a cosmic balance. It's everything is this balance, this duality, this dualism in life. So yeah, it's crazy.
Just had hit on the Xbox again, like it came 3 times in the mirror. There we go. Hello again.
Oh, I see that. Okay, yeah, in the mirror itself. Okay, weird.
Does it take a lot of energy for you to show yourself?
Is that mirror I gave you?
What?
Is that the mirror that we sent you?
I can't hear you, breaking up.
Which mirror is it in?
What you on about? Oh, the mirror. No, this one I've got from the second-hand store. Hello.
Hey, Fred, how are you doing?
It looks like there's brunch.
Disappears.
Yeah, there's a lot more.
I don't think he's got enough energy.
Oh. Is that it looks like it's on your brain.
That's really weird, man.
Show yourself again.
I'm definitely going to get one of them.
It's weird because it only happens when I put it on my knee to rest it. I'm glad I made this actually. See, what's actually, like we can't prove that that's a spirit, right? That's trying to manifest itself. So what is actually making the Xbox camera pick whatever it's picking up? Some say it's like some kind of like probably static electricity. Some say that EMF field. Some say it might just be a glitch on the actual camera itself. But what's caused. If it is a glitch, then what's causing the glitch?
Exactly.
No,
No,
so-
exactly. It's something within a different light spectrum. It's in a way different light spectrum than IR or what we see. Whatever it is, it's a different light spectrum.
Are you
I
from a
think.
different light spectrum? Are you from a different dimension? Are you from a portal? Show yourself again if you're from a portal in that mirror. Do you have the energy to do that? I don't know why, but something told me to turn it on, and I was going to get a hit, and I've got several hits now. Now I've already got like 2 people interested in this, but one of them is a bit concerned with postage costs, and the other one hasn't got the money at the moment. And I'm not being funny, but I need the money up front so I can actually get the parts to build them. Hello. See, like, how many, this guy who I actually originally bought one from on eBay that I never fucking got, and the dispute's still open until next week, right? Yeah. No, he reckons he sold, about 100. So let's say if he did sell 100, right? How many people have still got them, and how many people actually caught evidence like I'm catching right now? What we're trying to we're fascinated by, what's been caught on now. Like something's got to be like manifesting itself to to make the Xbox Connect camera pick it up. I'm gonna go out for a sec. The cat's done a crack, so I'm gonna go and clean it up for a sec. I'll be back in a minute.
The old Tammy craps.
I don't like stinking.
I want to add that I may be wrong about dark matter. It might be dark energy. It's one of the two. That stuff is still so far above me. I don't even know. I love thinking about it though.
I think they are similar in aspects, but I'm not too sure.
Yeah, exactly.
I have no idea. I'm still learning if there's life on Mars.
Yeah, there's a. I don't think he's MIT. Some professor, William Gates, I think is his name. He's the one that found browser code in some crazy equation that they're doing about the math of the universe, and he found literal internet browser code in this equation, and he had it confirmed by other scientists. And since scientists don't jump to crazy conclusions like multiverse or holographic universe or God, they just have that, and they don't go past that. But they have this as evidence, like what it is. They won't tell you, but it's something they stumbled upon. I think his name's Gates. His last name's Gates. Yeah, you can do your search for Gates and browser code found in math equation. It's crazy.
Try to build up your energy. Don't just keep popping in and out. Once you've got enough energy, and show yourself.
My computer's going to start glitching again in a minute. Stupid thing. If I cut off, I'll try and get back in. It's glitching.
Come back again.
If you want to find life in our solar system, your best chance is one of the moons or multiple moons of Jupiter and Saturn.
I'm bringing this down to Kent when I go down there, Aaron.
Oh.
See, only seems to pick up when I'm kind of like resting it on my knee. Because I think because I'm holding it, it's not really like detecting it properly. But when it's on my knee more, resting, see what I mean? Now if I move it, it does still appear that because the camera is like moved around, it's glitching. It makes it disappear. So you've got to keep the camera really dead straight. So if you ever to get one of these, you need to have a really sturdy arm. So it's still coming and going, although you saw my head then. You can see it like appearing time to time. And my, although it's kind of near enough on my knee, it's not actually on my knee. I've got to have it down like that, I suppose, facing down. Interesting, right? You know, we are trying to research the paranormal, and to people watching things like this, it is classed as paranormal, I suppose, because we can't figure out what it is, and it's back again. You know, it's only shown itself like for about a second or two, because it's trying. I suppose it's trying to like build up the energy, and maybe just ain't enough energy. You know, it thinks it's building up enough, but it's not. So, like, it's back again. Look, about 4 seconds there. Now, the other night, it was there in the mirror for about 5 minutes. And I wasn't even doing a proper stream. I'd like to know who was standing in front of me a little while ago. So that's kind of weird. Are you gone? You going to come back and say goodbye, because I'm going to turn this off. Battery's running low again. Wave goodbye. Come back and wave your hand. Lift your arm up and go bye. It's trying to come back, but it's only getting enough energy to shut itself for about a minute. Well, not a minute, about a second or two. Let me try a different resolution. Let's go to raw via. Let's see what it does. We can't see nothing like that. No, can't really see that. So that's why you need it on. Unless you've got like an IR light that can reflect it, you ain't going to really pick nothing up. You need it on night vision, infrared. I was actually looking at the price of the tablets again last night. Well, yeah, last night, yesterday, before I came on Amazon. Can you wave? All right, I'm going to let you go because my hand's aching. Thank you for coming through and showing yourself. Appreciate that. Yeah, I was looking at the tablets, yeah, and I said this tablet's only like 16 gig internal, and like with all the Microsoft stuff installed in it, you're lucky to have like 3 gig left of space left. And I've seen if they still had the 32 gig versions, and they don't sell the 32 gig anymore. But they've got like about 7 or 8 of these ones left, right? And these are like £50 each to buy. Now, I did look at some other tablets with 32 gig in, but they're like 120 quid each. So if anyone wanted one of these built and they wanted 32 gig, you're paying like 120 quid for just a 32 gig tablet. So that's why I'm using this one for now. Because like, if I go into my PC settings on here, I'll show you. Look, that is just like, there we go, look, Windows C. It says 13.7 gigs. So why it's not showing 16 gig? Maybe because it's like, you know, when you buy a PC, you've got like another drive that's been like compressed and hidden for your backup. So like if I put a utility in to find like the hidden files, I can probably find it. But that one there, 29 gig, is my external memory card. So when I use Bandicam, my files will be saved on D.
How much memory does that have?
As I said, like on the actual tablet, it's got 16 gig internal.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty average, huh? You have to pay a lot to get way more.
That's where my files have just been saved from using Bandicam. But I've been getting a little bit of problem with Bandcamp on it over the last day. Been loading up and suddenly like crashing out on me. Why? I don't know. So I might have to uninstall Bandicam and reinstall it again. Because like, what's the point of buying a full version of Bandicam if you can't use it on the tablet? You should be able to use it on the tablet. It does work.
Yeah, exactly.
But just,
Yeah, that's a pretty common one too. You would think it would. That's a pretty popular and common one.
Yeah. The Bandicam is for using like videoing. You know, it does screen videoing. Like you can actually video what you're actually doing on your tablet or your computer, and you can also use it for game recording. But you know, Bandicam's like $40 to buy. What happened to Rose and Aaron?
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, shoot, I just noticed they weren't here.
So that's actually recording just the screen right now. But that will record when I'm actually, you know, when it loads up, it automatically records, start recording straight away. So when I'm actually doing the actual Xbox Connect software, when I play the video that's recorded, you'll get it where it's actually showing you the Bandicam and the part of the screen until it shows you the actual Bandicam's recording. So it still needs like editing a little bit kind of thing, just taking that like minute out before you get to the actual Xbox software.
Yeah.
And then you know, just upload the Xbox software. I'll actually upload the screen on here a bit later. I'm gonna have to download it onto a computer and then like edit out that little bit where you know you got the Bandicam showing at the beginning. And as soon as I start showing you the Xbox, I'll save all the Xbox Connect capture and then like put it up on YouTube later.
Yeah, sounds good.
I think Rose might have got kicked off. I'd like to know what software then, because I try looking, I can find them. I do like Bandicam though, but you know it's expensive, $40. I could probably like you know, I think that there's a time period where you can actually go back on and say like, you know, it keeps crashing out, you're not happy with it, and like, you know, you might be able to get my money back.
Yeah.
But if you know what software I can use, then we know.
Oh boy, yeah, I don't know.
No, Conan Wales said he knows. So if you tell me what software, write it down in the side chat. I'll have a look at that. I do like Bandicam because I use it on my PC, but you know, like $40 for this and it keeps crashing out. It's a bit of a pain.
I think he's typing something about it on chat. You see that?
Right. Oh, the simulation, yeah.
No. No, the guy you were talking about the software in the other chat, in main chat.
Yeah, I know. It's saying it's on Microsoft. It comes with it, pre-record software. I know there was a recording software actually on here, on Xbox Connect software, but I tried it, and when I tried to play it back, it wouldn't bring up no video. It wouldn't bring up a set.
Ian just posted a link called minicam.com. Maybe check that out.
Yeah, I tried that, but I don't seem to like that much Manicam.
Night, Mary.
Right, Mary. Cheers coming on. See you later. We'll see Manicam. Oh, crap. Text. Where's my text box? Oh, my text box don't want to come up. Oh, for fuck's sake. It's done this last night. It lets me type one letter and it stops.
I hate those touchpads. I'm constantly mistyping with those in this stupid little online game I play on my little tablet. Oh, that's so frustrating. I'm constantly spelling crap wrong on those little touch tablets or touch keyboards.
I'll give Manicam a good go tomorrow. I'll download it now and try it out tomorrow. And if I can get my money back on. See, the Manicam, it's free, but it's, I think, time limited on like on the actual recording.
Oh, you
And
only have a certain
like,
amount of video you can record. Yeah.
Yeah, when you record it, you get like the Manicam.
Oh, the watermark on the yeah. So it says the name of the editing thing. I use Cyberlink, like a really old one too, so it works pretty handy for mine. But I paid like $50 for it 4 years ago, I think now, something like that. About $50.
Yeah, well, the Manicam's like $40.
Yeah, that's what I used for my paranormal videos when I would do the just whatever a non-live stream ghost boxes. I would use that Cyberlink power editor number 12. I think it's on number 16 now. It's funny.
Let me see if I can find. I think he said it's on Microsoft.
Yeah.
As soon as I type the first bloody letter.
I stinking hate those things, man. I can't read books or anything on those either. I just can't get into a book that's on a tablet. It just doesn't feel like a book. It feels like it feels something more clinical, like school. Like I don't get to touch the book. I don't get to smell the book. Like I don't get to just hold it in comfortable ways. I just have to hold this awkward, sterile. I can't get into reading on tablets at all.
I can't read books on here. Not with my eyesight. Microsoft.
It's such a weird experience to me. I don't like it at all. I'm not a huge reader. I read maybe a book a month, maybe like not huge books, if that, maybe every couple months. Just all depends. Sometimes more, sometimes less. But it just feels so wrong on a tablet. It's like blasphemy. But hey, whoever's listening, if you're into it, cool. More power to you. I'm all about if you're into something and you're not hurting anybody, you go wild, have fun with it. If you're having fun, heck yeah, more power to you. But me personally, I can't get into reading a book on a tab.
Yeah, it's like that. There is like some software in there, but when I record it, it won't let me open it up. And a few people have had the same issue.
Strange.
No,
well, at least it's a known issue.
That's why I decided to get Bandicam again, because I watched several YouTube videos where they said that they've been recording their SLS camera videos, and when they try to actually play it back, although it shows that he's actually recording, when they try to play it back, it won't bring up the video file. And I tried that on my laptop, and it done the same thing.
Huh.
It's central video recorder.
And that's one of the reasons I hate computers. Like I like them and hate them. I can't stand all that bells and whistles that can go wrong. Just one thing can make 3 other things go wrong, and that's so annoying.
And then the thing is, this don't get like, this is like only 16 gig. I'm going to be very limited on putting like a few programs on here, unless there's a way I can actually install it and actually install it onto the actual memory card. But then I've actually ordered a 128 gig memory card for this. So I'm going to have a lot more space to keep.
Oh wow, yeah. So you can actually use it. Okay, yeah. My tablet is a Samsung, and I was really disappointed when I found out about this. I had no clue in general that most tablets barely have any memory in comparison to like a computer. I figured they'd all have like 100, like a terabyte. Who knows? Like I figured a lot. And yeah, and then I found out later after I already bought it, my Samsung, I can put memory in it, but I can only use it to store my own videos and photos. I can't download games and apps and put it onto another memory card. It's so annoying. So I'm stuck with 16, or I have to buy the more expensive tablet. I hate that. That's so stupid. You would think they'd all have like a terabyte these days. Easily.
How do I close it down? That's another thing.
It doesn't make any sense that they have such limited memory. It's so weird. That just shows you the shadiness and money, I think, involved. They're just slowly trickling this technology out to us to milk it and make more money. Jerks. Snake oil salesmen.
That's the problem with the internet nowadays. They tend to rip you off, don't they? Like they get a 5 facility tour out there for you guys to clear up all your bloody price issues, but you don't realise that they hide programs in there to make you upgrade and buy other fucking stuff.
Dude, it's like a giant landmine field, the internet. It's just danger and viruses and stuff everywhere. Like you cannot go through that thing blind. Yeah. Seriously. Dude, and our known internet, like what we play on and we search on, is just the tip of the iceberg. It's like a small fraction of the actual whole internet. They say the dark web or deep web is the majority of the internet, and what we think is the internet is just like a small portion of it, like the tip of the iceberg. That's crazy thought. Wonder how legit that is. That's what they say, the quote unquote they.
So as soon as I type the first letter, it fucking closes the damn thing.
Yeah, I reset mine when it does stupid stuff like that. Yeah, mine's not too fancy, but I just wanted a kind of a starter, cheaper. It's a smaller screen and everything. It's kind of like a big phone, really. I don't have a phone myself, so I just use my tablet and use it at home when I'm off work or at home or whatever.
Yeah, I won't be using this that much. I'm only using it for when I do like paranormal stuff. B screen recorder. Tiny tape, best screen recorder, capture and video recording. So you can download as many fucking applications, and if I download this one now, it's gonna probably give me it says their pricing. You ain't gonna get nothing free. 1 week pass. For personal use, for commercial use. I think this is probably like something for 20 gig.
I'm surprised the Windows Movie Maker doesn't have like a Bandicam feature just built in, and that just every Windows 10 can do that freely in its own domestic or whatever you call operating system. You would think Windows Movie Makers would just have that naturally by now. Cheapskates.
But I still use the old version. I prefer the old version of Windows Movie Maker.
Yeah, for me to record stuff, I have to my video game footage, for example. I have an external capture card. It's a Hodgepodge game capture HDVR2 or something like that, and yeah, so I have to connect that to my video game console and then to my television, and then another cord running to my laptop, and then I have to turn on their recording. It came with its own recording because this is it's not super expensive. I think it was like $200, but decently expensive capture card, maybe $150. And yeah, so I record off that, and then I have to go through and then take that footage and put it into an editing software. Yeah, the paranormal editing is so much easier. Just you just put the capture that you think you might hear, and just you have your one clip that you can just record with your television or whatever. But when you're trying to actually stream and capture it by streaming, it can get much more complicated. Like, I don't know if that streaming is even the. I think it's just video streaming to another device to capture it onto another device. Yeah, I think that's correct.
Let's try this one. Keep help. It says like help keeping Cam Studio free. Because I can find one which is like free. It helps to keep the the cost of like building one of these down. Because like if people want to do the same thing that I'm doing, by recording their sessions, then that way, what's happening now? Oh, right. So for some reason, it didn't download. I did download, but it closed. Then another thing with these tablets that when you're looking on the actual Google, the text is so goddamn small. I'm trying to find a way to actually make text bigger.
Yeah, I have to. I don't know if you can do it on yours, but for mine, the easiest way is if I pull my finger down from the top of the screen that you're looking at right now, I can pull down like my little options menu gear thing and go into that, and then I have to go into like screen settings, and I can change the font size of everything.
Yeah,
but mine's a Samsung.
I was able to do that with the software for Connect.
I still don't know my tablet very well. I only used it to mostly use it for ghost boxes, and then I played one online game on it, really, and that's it. I really just use it for ghost boxing, my tablet.
You've got to be careful these bloody downloads as well. They tend to install software that you don't want.
Yeah, you got to be so careful to uncheck boxes and check boxes and just make sure everything's properly ticked or unticked. Yeah. They're little ninjas, man. They sneak up on you too. You got to be real vigilant with those crazy extra installs.
I don't know what that is. So that gets declined. And then what I do, I normally go into the program files and see if there is anything new installed apart from what I've installed, and I just like uninstall it. So even with a small program, you might think it looks like, probably going to take about 50, couple of 100 meg, but some of these files are like gig bloody files. So I've got like a little adapter, which I use for the Xbox to connect onto it because it's a micro SD. The Xbox Connect is originally like a normal USB power adapter thing, where you plug into your PC, into your USB port. So you had to buy an adapter, which I've done, and I can use that adapter on the Xbox. Plus, I can take it off and use it on my mouse, and I can just use the mouse to
Oh, really? That's cool. I dig that. Yeah, I like little neat stuff like that. I don't know why.
See, that
tickles my fancy.
That's your adapter. Where's my mouse? And what I do is I plug the mouse into your adapter. I'll plug that into the tablet.
That's awesome.
And then you've got my console.
That's really cool.
And there we go. You've got my console. Don't want to see that. Where's my console?
Oh yeah, I see it on the left. Yep.
I can't see it properly myself.
Yeah, it was on the left. Well, I guess on the right, the way you're looking at it. But yeah, no, I see it. That's really crazy. A freaking mouse cursor for a tablet. I would like them for keyboards because I hate typing on my tablet.
It doesn't use the other mouse console on there. There's no mouse console on there. What you do is that when you install like a piece of software, it's usually all by finger in it. But because it's probably similar to like a little PC this now, isn't it? Really, so like it's still downloading 96%. I'm hoping this is free and I don't have to like have all these like bits come up saying like, you know, like you got the logo appearing and like all that kind of crap on it. So it's a lot easier for me to control it as well. And I've actually ordered another adapter where I can plug into this and have like 3 things connected. Like I can have a mouse, I can have like another external webcam, because like with this one, you know, the webcam on here is really shitty. You know, the camera on here is so fucking crap.
Yeah, mine is too. My camera is terrible. It's like worse than cameras from like 10 years ago. I was kind of disappointed about that. It has no light. The main problem is it's so dark. It's really dark. It doesn't pick up any light. I don't understand why the camera came so crappy. That's another thing I was disappointed. I really didn't research it at all. I just went to my local Target and I got the cheapest Samsung they had that was on sale. I saved $50. So, because I just wanted my first tablet, I knew it would probably break or something, so I didn't want to spend a lot of money. And yeah, it's still around. Take good care of it. I don't only play it now for one game, but like I said, I used a crap ton of it when I was ghost boxing all the time.
Don't know why, but it says like when I click on this, desktop is not available. So what's happening now? Don't tell me this fucking program's fucked up my tablet.
Yeah, I hate how for me, I go to the Google Play Store and I hate how everything you download's like, this will access your personal files, your home address, your birth records. Like, it's all this stuff. Like, do you accept? It's like, oh gosh, I just want to play a game. God, why is it? It's ridiculous.
So I've got on here 1.9 gig left on here.
Yeah, exactly. I eat up just a handful of apps would eat up my.
That's small. That has actually brought up on the actual software itself. So how the hell can I use this? I've got to go to the settings. File Explorer. So it installs everything like a very small recent files test. See. What is it called? Cam Studio. Seem to make my tablet a bit slow as well. I've got CC Cleaner on here, so I can like clean up the junk files.
Yeah.
Free version.
Like do those little cleaners every once in a while, even on the tablets. Yeah.
Got to use a folder ain't opening on them now. The Saints messed up my fucking tablet. Which is probably the processor's not fast enough on it. You know, 50. You know, a tablet for 50 quid. What do you expect?
Yeah, no, I mean that's decent. It's affordable. Yeah, exactly. You're not going to get top of the line $1,000 tablet out version. Yeah, for sure. You see little kids with tablets these days too. At least in the States, man. Even my nephew and niece, their dads. My brother-in-law, his mom got them tablets when they were, I think the oldest, my nephew, he was like 5 years old when he got his first tablet. It was just like, when I got it, I was like, really? Isn't he a little young? And then the niece got one. She's a year younger. I was like, whoa, crazy. I guess that's the 21st century for you. Yeah, so
the things, this has got like a play plus, a recorder, and a producer.
Huh. Well, it might be good. Never know. Never know until you try.
Yeah, but the thing is, you can't do much because you can't find a way of getting it into a bigger font.
Mm.
I'm not sure how you do this. Choose file, change icon. There was a way of doing it because I actually done it with I did it with me what's the name? Camera software, the Connect one.
You'll probably figure it out. It's just new stuff, tinkering and playing and figuring out new gear. So I'm sure you'll figure something out. There's always that learning curve and everything.
Yeah.
Man, the learning curve in the Xbox version of DayZ, it's like having to relearn to play the game, man. I'm like every simple thing I'm having to relearn how to do. It's kind of tough. Oh, that reminds me. I never did this when I played. I can chop wood now, and I got a long stick that's like really pokey and sharp at the end. What do I use that for? Do I use that to build a tent? I have no clue. I just found that earlier.
Oh, on the DayZ standalone,
Yeah.
if you pick a piece of wood up and sharpen it, you can kill zombies with it.
Oh, so you can use it as a weapon, but can you use the wood to also because I can chop it into thirds and stuff like that. Like I was wondering what that was about. Maybe for fuel for fire.
You can chop it into thirds. You can use it as fire, but you can also use it as splint.
Oh yeah, splints. That's right. Yep, there you go. Break a leg. Yeah, yeah. So I'm having to relearn all that stuff again, man.
You need splint, string, and fabric. I think clothing.
Yeah.
Just pick
yeah,
up
exactly. Like to tear apart a shirt or something. Yeah. That's pretty cool. It's really buggy right now. The servers crash a lot, and their servers are hard to get into. There's only 5,000 people playing, and the game gets opened into full preview and sold in 2 days. And it's really actually kind of crappy. It's a pretty bad experience, but I'm assuming they're going to get it ironed out here in the next couple of days. They just released a patch for it, but yeah, I get the longest I've played is like an hour, and today was the first time I didn't get kicked out of a server. So I've had a lot of problems with just getting kicked.
Well, it looks like I might be going on there, DayZ, because guess what they've done with fucking Daybreak with Just Survive.
Oh, another wipe. Yeah, great.
They're going to close the game down in October.
Oh, they're closing it. Oh, okay. Sure. Yeah, well, there you go.
Everyone who's paying money for it, they're going to be losing money.
Dude, I can't say for certain because I don't know, but Microsoft is all about crossplay these days. So there's a chance I might be able to play my Xbox DayZ with you on your PC DayZ, since they're the same 6.3 versions. I don't know if they're the identical versions or not, but there's a couple games now. There's a handful of games where you can play, the PC players can play with Xbox players. I actually own a couple of them. It's really weird. Everybody's always freaked out. They're like, really? You're on Xbox? Oh, you're on PC? Whoa, weird. It is kind of weird because it's like bridging the gap between players. But Microsoft is doing it. It's all about it. Sony doesn't want to do crossplay. Sony's all stingy right now. It's really funny.
I don't know how I'm going to do this.
So that'd be cool. I have to get a microphone. Today was my first experience meeting my first other player, and it was actually really slick. I was exploring a police department in some random town. Everything looks different. All the cities and the villages, like, it looks similar but different. So I have no clue what town I was in. But
DayZ, they've got with Kamenko and Cherno, they've completely redone that.
Dude, yeah, it looks the same, but then just lots of extra new stuff. Like all this new stuff is so crazy. But dude, I heard this guy. He's like, hey, what's up? And I immediately just ran because all my DayZ experience, I never stop. I just ran. And so I booked across this little river and got a zombie, like, turned around. I thought he was going to chase me. He didn't see me, though. I ducked around a fence, and I turned around the fence with the third-person camera. I was able to see him, and he started running up towards the fence. And I dipped around the fence all slick as he ran by it. So he ran right past me, didn't see me as I went around. And so he just kept running off up into this hill thinking I went up there. It was so slick. And I was able to backtrack away, and I evaded him. But That was my first official Daisy experience, because all the other server times I've crashed just searching for loot. I haven't met anybody except today. So that was funny. Got my heart pumping. I out tricked him. That was so. I could see him looking in the bushes. He just like had no clue where I went. It just like a ninja disappeared. That was so slick.
This Camp Studio's crap, so that's coming off. All it's doing is giving me like a little box kind of thing on it, and he just records what's in the box.
Man, I tried to download Appy Droid 3. It's one of my favorite ghost boxes because it has customizable, well, just basically any ghost box that can customize banks. But yeah, and it's not there anymore. I actually was going to download a ghost and put a ghost box back on my tablet. So I think I have a couple that I paid for. That I just kept because I paid for them and I didn't want to lose them. Like I think Echovox EVR is the one. EVR is the only ghost box I still have on my tablet. I think.
It's just, I think it also installed just now. Bite Fence. When was that installed? 28th. Yeah, that's installed. Something that I don't want installed. So that's the problem when you download software. You install shit that you don't want.
So many extras. And they word the installs in ways that will trick you too. So you got to be really careful. They'll word it to make you think that you're by unchecking it, that means you're uninstalling it, but that actually means you're installing it or something along those lines. Like it may not be the exact cause or whatever term, but I've noticed that. I noticed that they word it shady style because everybody's a snake oil salesman. Man, you can't trust anybody these days. It's crazy. Old Stone Cold Austin from WWF days. Yeah, I said it, WWF. Yeah, his catchy slogan, DTA, don't trust anyone.
Oh, what's the name came back, didn't they? Hogan and these two guys, the other two.
Yeah, I think Hogan's been back a couple times. I don't know. I don't really follow it much these days. But I watch clips every once in a while.
Yeah, I did. I watched a little bit the other day. He said like they've come back and reinstated NFO or NOF or what it's fucking called. You know, the one Hogan and that the other two guys used to be on. I think it's that NFO or something. Program files. For some reason, it's installed the tab of Web Discoverer, which I do not want on my PC, and I can't get it off. So we'll go into programs again. Yeah, Web Discoverer.
Yeah, my favorite when I was watching, I got really into it at the end, the height and the end of the Attitude Era. So anybody listening that's a wrestling fan, they know what I'm talking about. Like, and it just, I don't know. Once it went PG, I kind of lost interest, and I don't know. I get back into it every once in a while. Last year, I think it was, I actually got a subscription to the WWE Network for a while and was watching a ton of those, like the Invasion, the WCW Invasion, and back in those, I was watching those old Raw episodes and those old pay-per-views because that's when I was watching. I actually on VHS still own like a dozen or more pay-per-views from that time because my grandma was really into it and she would buy the pay-per-views and we'd sit down and watch wrestling. It's pretty funny. Only person I've ever known in my family and real life, like in my real life, that was really into wrestling. So that was pretty cool. It was the only thing we could bond over to. So that was kind of cool. We always were kind of different with each other.
So that's what it's done with this. Like it's uninstalled Web Discovery, but it's still kept a folder there with a load of stuff in it. It said like when you uninstall this, you'll have to uninstall certain parts. Watch Rempel. Don't know what the hell that is. I suppose you've got to be on it because it's been there since the 10th. DivX, Google. Windows Defender, you get that on Windows all the time anyway. Windows NT,
Yeah.
Windows Portable File Device, Windows PowerShell.
Sounds like kind of a sketchy app, man. If you're having all these other like things installed, that's my normal experience is that doesn't happen. So it sounds kind of sketchy.
I don't know what this is. Premier options. Components, Firefox. I ain't got Firefox installed, and I ain't got Chromium installed, but it installed it.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, I don't know. Just thinking about this, I just started thinking. I was like, "Oh, buying a new laptop, money." And then I just remembered. I just heard in the last day or two. Anybody that might have been thinking about getting an Xbox, they're having this crazy, insane kind of layaway plan right now, where you can actually go to some place, whoever sells Xboxes, major chains, pick up an Xbox S for like $22 a month, and you'll get a 2-year subscription to Xbox Live and a 2-year subscription to the Game Pass. And the Game Pass is like Netflix of video games. There's like hundreds of games you can download and play from that change every month. And I'm actually thinking of getting another Xbox because of that. Just put one on a layaway plan for $22 a month for 2 years. Have a brand new Xbox Live account.
You picked up a Trojan just then from that download.
You did, yeah, man. I would delete that. That app sounds like nothing but bad trouble right now.
I had a pop-up saying like Trojan, so I just deleted that fucker.
Yeah, because I was thinking of getting a laptop, and I think I might just spend that money on that.
When you download software, hoping you find a piece of software which might help to like do what you need it to do, like screen capture, you just don't know what's inside the fucking files. You know, they send you so much shit through these files. I still ain't found like a decent video capture.
Yeah, you're gonna have to put out some money, I guess, man. I mean, yeah, I don't know.
I'll probably just still have to like stick with
like you're gonna have to, if you want a decent, like you're gonna have to look into the couch podge.
But you say you broke up.
Oh, I was just capture card. You can get pretty.
Yeah, but you can't get it on this. It's for the tablet for the software, isn't it? Damn thing's crashed.
It's a capture card, an actual capture card.
Yeah, but you can't put capture card on the tablet.
Yeah, I guess I really don't know, so that's a good point.
It's crashed on me. They crashed out.
Hey, I gotta grab water real quick. I'll be back
Well,
in 2 minutes.
I'm gonna shoot off now because it's 2:30.
Oh, okay.
So I'll catch you on Thursday. You're coming on, yeah?
Okay, yeah, no, I'll probably show up. I can't guarantee it, but I'll try to make it because I really enjoy these, man. I really appreciate it. I really thank you, and I thank Rose and Aaron, and everyone listening, because I don't ever, ever get to speak like this ever. So it's.
No, that's right. No, I might do a little stream tomorrow with a couple of dolls, but that's all I'm gonna do for a little while. And then Thursday.
Yeah, well, I got tomorrow off for sure, so maybe I'll swing by and I'll either watch or maybe jump on later or something. So. Yeah, I'm not doing anything tomorrow. So all right. Cool. Well, thanks for having me on, guy.
Right, nice. Catch you later, guys. Cheers for popping in. I'm going to shoot off.
All right, see you guys later.
Right, catch you later, guys. I probably might be on tonight. I don't know yet. So, sucks. You're getting sketchy. Yeah, it's probably these, like, well, it's not just much a tablet. It's like, you know, anything, laptop, PCs, when you're trying to, like, download a file, hoping it'll work and hoping it'll do what it needs to do. It downloads other crap with it, you know. Downloads like an antivirus software which you don't fucking want. It downloads add-on toolkits for your Explorer or Chrome or whatever you don't want. Then it installs some other kind of shit that you don't want. Because you get these downloads where it says like accept and deny. And even when you click on deny on everything, yeah, it still installs shit for you. Look, it's repairing because it crashed out my fucking laptop. It's actually repairing, not the laptop, it crashed out my tablet. Look, it's actually repairing it now. Well, anyway, I'm going to go so I can sort this piece of shit out, and I'll catch you either tonight, if not tomorrow, Wednesday. All right, late guys. Good night. Cheers.